Hello and welcome to build up to a good game of Everton against West Ham United. Kick-off 1 hour and 5 minutes away at Goodison Park. As both sides head into this one in much need of points, both of them on 4 points after 6 games in the Premier League. Everton without a win all season, however, unbeaten in their last 4. And the Hammers playing well recently in the Premier League, but not getting the points that they perhaps deserved. VAR, Chelsea, thank you very much. Anyway, Gonzo, how you doing?
I'm all right, mate. Thank you very much. I was going to say ripped and ready. I'm just ready. Put it that way. How about yourself?
Yeah, I think my emotions are a bit weird this morning. I don't know why. I said to you earlier that I've been sort of dreading this one a little bit, looking forward to it through my fingers, thinking, oh, this could be a bit of a car crash thing for West Ham. And I have been since Thursday night, and it's probably because of Thursday night, where I felt that if we played like that in the Premier League, we'd generally get beaten.
Yep.
But I've woke up this morning, for whatever reason, I've got absolutely no logic behind it, but I've just got a bit of a spring in my step, and I'm looking forward to the game, actually. So, yeah, I'm sort of got this, like, bring it on mentality about me. So, yeah.
Well, it's funny you talk about moods because I've sort of been on the mindset. My mood of the next 2 weeks hinges on what happens in the next couple of hours, basically. So, do we have a happy international break or do we have a miserable international break? I need a glimmer of something, you know.
Or is the feeling just delayed by 2 weeks? I think a point essentially does that. It's sort of just what we're feeling at the minute, which is almost uncertainty, would just continue for a fortnight. That's a very long time to have a vibe of uncertainty. I don't like that.
The vibe of uncertainty. There you go. But there's a point and there's a point, right? Now, so there's going ahead early and then conceding late in the game and it's a miserable point, or there's us going behind early in the game and there's a 35-yard half volley from Paqueta that gets us a point in the 92nd minute, sends us all away happy. So I don't know. I need something.
Well, regardless of the way we get the point, would you be okay with a point before you see the lineups? Would you, at this point in time, or would you be all right with it?
I just tell you what, you shouldn't have said the other bit. You shouldn't have quantified it by saying before you see the lineups. No, I wouldn't be happy with a point. I wouldn't be. I don't think it's disastrous because there's so many teams. I mentioned it when we did the video this morning. So many teams are crap at the moment, Geo. The points is very congested. A couple of wins just going to propel anybody up the table. But I think it's not just it's not about me needing it. I think the team need it. I think it's just everybody. Moyes needs it. The boards, just the club in general, from the fan base to the person sitting on the top of the tree, whoever that might be. It's just really, really important, Gio. So no, I don't want to take a point.
Anyway, lineups are approximately 90 seconds away. But you've got the One Football app. You needn't worry because you get a notification on your phone. And obviously, you're tuning in live to this. We will tell you the lineups. However, if in future you're ever out and about, then the One Football app is what you need to get the lineups. Also, we've got the international duty coming up. Lots of our players are away representing their country. You can keep up to date with how they get on in those games on the One Football app as well. It's got everything that you need as a football fan. Doesn't matter who you support, but obviously as a West Ham fan, you can get it downloaded using the link in the description. Please do use that one so they know you come from Hammers Chat. And then next time you go into it, once you've told them your favourite team is West Ham, the competitions you wish to follow are the Europa Conference League and the Premier League. Next time you load up it, on the bottom right, click profile, you'll have your West Ham badge there. Click that, scroll down. It's just West Ham news. There's nothing else. It's just West Ham news. It's all it's got. It's all you need. It's on the One Football app. Get it downloaded. Link in description below. Oh, forgot to say, it's free. It's completely free. No, I wouldn't take a point either, Gonzo. I think it's a big game. I think it's a bigger game for Moyes than Lampard. I think although that both teams are on the same points, I don't think a defeat would do anything to Lampard's position at Goodison Park. I think he will still be the Everton manager in 2 weeks' time. I'm saying that I think Moyes would still be even if he lost, but I do think the magnifying glass on top of David Moyes would get larger and a little bit closer. Nobody wants that, but I think people start scrutinising him a bit more as well. And it's a difficult one. He needs a result. It doesn't really matter how we play. I mean, you could say that when you were talking about how you get a point, I thought you were going to say we play well and a new signing scores or we're just a bit unlucky. You can take that. But anyway, do you want to know which new signing starts for us today?
Did you say which new signing?
Two. There's two.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's progress. No, I'm going to guess.
Go on then. It's obvious.
Keira and Paqueta.
The West Ham team this afternoon is as follows. We've got in goal Lucas Fabianski with a back four this afternoon of Vladimir Sufal, Tilo Kehrer, Kurt Zouma, and Aaron Creswell. Declan Rice continues to partner Thomas Souček in midfield with Michail Antonio up front, with an attacking trio of Jared Bowen, Lucas Paqueta, and Pablo Fornals. What you thinking?
I think he's playing a bit safe. Really, I think we're having Fornals in there. He knows what he's getting from Fornals, and Fornals has been. We were seeing the best patch of form from Fornals for a little while actually. So he's playing well. So that's an easy one for him to put in because he's aside from at the very end when he came on as a substitute against Silkeborg, he's been distributing the ball very quickly as well. It'll sort of turn defence into attack quite quickly, which is going to be quite good. But I think as something we've already discussed on here, the dropping of Ben Rama is almost like a little tap in for David Moyes there. I think if he was really going to attack this team, there'll be one more attacking type player on there. And I know some people will say, well, hold on, Fornals can attack, but you'd be really stretching it to call him an attacker, particularly sometimes.
He's not in there for what he brings to the team from the attacking sense, is he?
He's not. No. That being said, he is in my fantasy football team. So I'm expecting a goal from him today. So I'm actually pleased he's in the team. I think this is Moyes' sort of halfway house of sort of keeping it tight, playing players that he can rely on, that will probably, with Souček and Declan Rice, as long as he doesn't give Souček too much freedom to roam wide, will provide a little barrier in front of the back four. And he knows he's going to get absolute work rate from Fornals, absolute work rate from Bowen. The only thing that I worry about here is, and this is where I think Paqueta becomes key, Antonio can be really isolated in this formation, really isolated, particularly if Bowen and Fornals are both going that way. That's backwards, obviously. Then the onus is on Paqueta to get close to Antonio. That's what I want to see. I just hope the instruction is that I've just said, and not, oi, you get back and help out Declan Rice and Souček. I do not want to see Chelsea Paqueta, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by this morning. We did our predicted team, and I know you went for Ben Ram over Paqueta, but I think that was the only sort of 50-50 in there, and he's gone for Paqueta on this one. And if anything, I think it's almost like I'm not saying the reason he's done it is for this, but what it does do is it says to Moyes is basically saying, look, I'll play my new signings. It's not because I don't want to play Scamacca. It's because Antonio's in form. And if he left them all out by Kehrer, I think he'd have a different line of questioning off the back of this one. It is flexible, though. I believe it's rumoured to be a back four. West Ham are supposedly starting with a back four today. However, the personnel obviously can easily be that three at the back, with Fornals as being the key person here. So if we start with a four and it's not working and we want to switch to the back three hybrid formation that we're seeing, he can do it just like that. Had he taken Fornals out and put Ben Rama in, I don't think he would have been able to do it. So it's got that flexibility in there. It's predictable, I guess. But right back, we don't have much options unless he was going to do something, which is put Kehrer there. I get why he hasn't. He probably doesn't want to take Kehrer out of centre back when he's playing so well in there. Dawson, started it slow on Thursday night, so I get the back four. Rice and Souček picks themselves. Souček's been in good form. Bowen, perhaps fortunate to start, but again, no surprises, and it's not necessarily a good thing. It's just that we knew Moyes would play Jared Bowen here. Thursday night he had a dig at Cornet, Ben Rama, and Bowen initially, and then he sort of backtracked a little bit by then praising Jared Bowen on his own, which made it very clear who he was talking about, which was Cornet and Ben Rama. He basically called them selfish, and then basically said, but we're seeing glimpses of the old Jared Bowen, which is pleasing. So it was quite clear that his initial comment was about the other two who are not starting today. Now, from what I've seen on the game on Thursday, I don't think they were any more guilty than Jared Bowen was.
Well, Bowen gave the ball away for their second goal. So that would annoy me if I was a player and I thought, actually, he's been no better than me. I'm talking about Bowen here. If I was Cornet, and Cornet set up a couple of goals, of course. I thought, hold on, he's been no better than me, and he's given them a goal. It would annoy me that the manager had spoken. Like
when Moyes spoke about the front three being sort of not playing each other in or whatever, there was a point Cornet was offside because Jared Bowen took an extra couple of touches to play the ball into him. So I don't know. It's favouritism essentially. Now I know we've done that video and I've said, well, let's give him a chance. He's got to build up that trust for Cornet and stuff. I mean, today is not helping my argument or David Moyes' argument here, but certainly helping yours, which is he starts regardless. But yeah, that's the West Ham team. So what we'll do now is we'll take a look at the Everton team, and I'm talking slowly like this on purpose while I load up the One Football app.
You just carry on doing that, Geo, whilst you get that Everton team ready.
I've got it ready. In goal for Everton today is Begovic. Jordan Pickford is out injured. Begovic is in goal. They're playing with the back four. Nathan Patterson on the right with Tarkowski and Cody in the middle with Michaelenko left back. A midfield trio of Idrissa Gana Gueye, Amadou Onana, and of course Iwobi, and a front three of Andre Gray, Anthony Gordon, and Neil Maupay. And if you are a patron of ours and you tuned into my prediction show, 11 out of 11, which I'm kind of relieved at because I sat there all cocky saying I've 100% got 10 out of 11 here. It's just, is it going to be Idrissa Gana Gueye or Davies? And I went with Gueye, and so has Lampard. So there's your Everton team. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking he likes a player with a similar sounding name. He's I said I'll have Gueye, I'll have Gray, I'll have Maupay. I don't know if that's tactically a very sound thing
Anthony.
to do. Absolutely.
Tarkowski.
Yes. Yeah, we could. Yeah, we're struggling with anybody else. I'd like to see the bench. Anyway, look. It's a football team. That's that's it. Maupay does concern me.
You just say it's a football team.
Yeah, I was struggling. I don't.
That's got to be the most insulting thing I've ever heard anyone say anything about. That's a football team.
No. Come on. Surely the Tottenham reviews have been far more insulting than me saying that. Look, Gordon's a decent player. You say Patterson's good. I think Cody's a good leader.
Patterson's very good.
There you go. And they got some other players in there as well. Maupay can dive a bit, but it almost doesn't matter. We are not in great form at the moment. Everton are not. It's going to be a really tricky game, mate. The thing that bothers me about this, and that's really great that they've done a predictable team that you've predicted. That's fantastic. Because it means David Moyes hopefully hasn't got any surprises if he tuned into your Patreon prediction, of course, which I'm sure he did. It's one of his favourites. He said as much. Unfortunately, we've also given them a predictable team sheet, and that's really what I wanted us not to do. I wanted this final hour before the game, Lampard to be scrambling around and saying, right, sorry, Patterson, I got it wrong. You're not marking him, and so on and so forth, and just be having to juggle his team around because David Moyes has done something unexpected. I understand why Moyes has gone for that team. Sorry, I'm just looking. Yeah, look, Tarkowski's a decent defender as well. I'm worried. I don't want to be totally dismissive of Everton. Far from it. I'm worried that Onana might play well and not make us look foolish, but it would be not nice if he scored the winning goal, for instance. That wouldn't be a very good thing. I think they've got really good solidity in central midfield. I think central midfield is going to be a real battle today, a real physical battle. So that's going to be really, really interesting, actually, particularly with Onana and Gueye very much occupy the middle of the pitch. I know Iwobi's playing a slightly different role this season, but that is going to be a really, really interesting dynamic. And if it is that we don't know what exactly Lampard's doing, if he's going to tuck the three of them in there, then we are going to very much need Fornals coming in and helping out, and maybe even Paqueta dropping deep. I have a feeling it's not going to be a beautiful game.
Yeah, that's what he will do. That is a midfield three right there of Iwobi, Gueye and Onana, and there's a lot of energy in there. Be interesting to see the makeup of it, though, because in the last couple of weeks when I've watched Everton, Iwobi and Onana can be quite sort of box to box, but Davies is as well, so all three of them are sort of not always where they should be, but now they've got like a defensive midfielder in there. I think it might take the shackles off Iwobi and Onana. And we've struggled quite often against teams that have that additional player in the middle of the pitch. So Paqueta is either going to have to drop deeper or Fornals is going to have to drop deeper and then probably end up pushing Paqueta wider than he'd like to be so that we're not very right-hand sided and that our left side isn't exposed with Patterson going down there, because Patterson will be a handful down that hand side. Very attacking right back, very energetic, very aggressive as well, which can be a downside of his game. He can be a bit raw and rash in challenges, and this is where I would have liked to have seen Benrahma going one-on-one with him, because Benrahma's good against fullbacks that going for the tackle. Benrahma can skip past him, and I think Patterson is that type of right back where when he goes one-on-one and he dives, he goes by him, happy days. Whereas Fornals, not necessarily, but like you said, it's probably important that he's on the pitch in order to help out Rice and Souček. Otherwise, we'll get overrun in there. You know, that front three, it's a hard-working front three from Everton, but it doesn't scream goals. You know, Anthony Gordon, great player. He's going to have a big future, but he's only just starting to really start knocking in the goals. Andre Gray had his purple spell a year ago, but he's been hit and miss since then. And Neil Maupay, there's a reason Brighton sold him. I think he's a decent enough backup, but he doesn't strike fear into me. We've got to get Antonio running at that back pair, that centre back pair, and on the deck, he'll have them on toast, and we've really got to take advantage of that. So it's a good Everton team, but it's not. I'll say it now. We've got to be beating this team. We have to be. If not, we got problems. And the bench for West Ham this afternoon is Fabianski. I know it's not. That's the first team. Never mind. Ignore that. The bench for West Ham this afternoon is Areola, as well as Dawson, Emerson, Ogbonna, Downs, Lanzini, Cornet, Benrahma, and Scamacca. There is your bench.
It's about as good as you could possibly hope for, really, isn't it? I mean, in terms of bench. All right. All right. Yes, we got a Gerda Johnson injured, but you know what I'm saying. I don't doubt you're ever going to go through a season with every single squad member fit. But that is about as good as you're going to get. He can't even get 2 goalkeepers on there, which is amazing. And
he's had to leave out Connor Coventry, hasn't he? So he's had to leave out a senior player for the first time this season, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you can't not be happy with that bench. I'm absolutely delighted with that. And I'll tell you something. One thing I do know is, and one thing he's already shown is, if things aren't working, he will change it. I think. I'm not going to say we've seen the last of it, because I think it will rear its head again. But I think 65-minute substitution Moyes might be gone. If things aren't working, he will do something earlier than that, because he's got the ammunition to do so, really. So I think that's, I'm really pleased to see that as well. I'm a bit worried, though, about the shape and all the rest of it, and the Everton team, particularly before Fornals there, because this is where I think you've got to give the opposition something to worry about. And it'd be interesting to see how we play. I don't know this Patterson, right? You do. But if he's as good as you say,
I don't know him, but I'm
don't be coy. We know David Moyes likes to watch your opposition preview. Patterson's a great fan of Tartan Geo. What I'm saying is, if he's good as you say he is, then we're inviting him to go forward, aren't we? I think there's no reason for him to stand back and be fearful, because I don't think there's a lot of threat coming down his side of the pitch, unless David Moyes has got a little tactical switch up his sleeve. Antonio's going to be pulling over to the left-hand side. And
swings and roundabouts. It means that if he does go forward, Fornals will get back and do the defensive shift. Whereas...
For sure. But it's a defensive move. We're not. I look at it and I think, okay, we're basically sacrificing attacking him, that particular player, which means he'll think, well, I'm gonna go and attack. I ain't got any defending to do. So I'm slightly suspicious of that.
The bench for Everton this afternoon, in no particular order. It's in order on your screen, though. We've got Michael Keane, as well as Decore, Tom Davies, Vinagre, James Garner, Dwight McNeil, Solomon Rondon, Seamus Coleman, and Jakupovic, the sub-goalkeeper that they signed last week as an emergency signing. He's on the bench as well for Everton. I mean, that's a Premier League bench, that.
I think their bench is better than their team. I mean, it's good. There's some good players on there.
Good news, though. There is good news. There's no Calvert-Lewin.
That's good news. I do like him, by the way. I like him. I think he's a good player. I like the way he speaks. I think he's I hope he comes. I hope he's not one of those players that loses his career to injury. Actually, I do like. No, I don't. I'm pleased he's not here in this game. But I hope he has a good career. I do like him. I mean, Decore. I think Decore is a really good player on his day as well. So it's more midfielders. Look, got Davis in there. They've got Decore in there. Allen has not made the bench. He might be injured or whatever. Keane's obviously good centre back. I like McNeil. Rondon's just a journeyman. He's So it's funny, isn't it? I think they spent money, but they don't. Everton, they almost feel they should have spent big on a striker when Richarlison went. You do wonder if they should have just gone and spent 30 million on a striker. I don't know. Listen, you just look at some of the others, and even as bad as Leicester were yesterday, Geo, I mean, and they were awful defensively. You do think whoever comes in and replaces Rodgers in the next game or two is going to be able to score goals. You know, goals is so important for any of the teams that are struggling, and we're certainly one of them.
Yeah, right. Myself and Gonzo are going to compile a little bet now, and we'll give the winnings away. Should it win? Before we do, just want to say a massive thank you to Callum Skipper for the $8 Aussie dollars. Says hi guys, and also to the Ox for his 179 super chat, who says no Pickford, good thing. It's a very good thing, isn't it? It has to be.
Yes, yeah, he's good goalkeeper. Yeah, gets a lot of stick, but he is a very, very good goalkeeper.
Right, bet 36510 Gonzo. What are you fancying?
We've got to go for a West Ham win. I don't even. I might not even turn up for the review if we lose. I will. Don't worry. It's got to be a West Ham win. I do think it's going to be a tight, scrappy game. So maybe some cards in there. Do we need to pick a goal scorer?
Yeah. I mean, you can't just do West Ham wins. What do you fancy? Souček to score.
Yeah.
All righty. I'll certainly bump the odds right up. There we go. Do that. I'm going to say Pablo Fornals get booked. And that'll do.
Okay.
That three things is more than adequate. £335 if this bet wins. 335 quid. And we only need three things. Sounds easy, doesn't it? West Ham to win the game. Thomas Souček to score any time in the game. And Pablo Fornals to be booked. 335 quid. To enter in the live chat, please put the following phrase.
EVEWHU, one Kenobi.
It will be one Kenobi. Get that into the live chat and you'll be entered. Should the bet win, you'll win £335. Bish bash bosh. Simple as that. Right, Gonzo, you've seen the teams. What are you thinking?
I'm worried. I'm worried about that we're not going to tactically bother them too much. Let's not worry about the spelling too much on the any attempt at Obi-Wan Kenobi.
How do you spell it?
WAN. Kenobi's right. This one.
That one. But
yes.
he spelled Wobby wrong.
That's true.
Right,
we don't care. I don't. Yeah, that's the one. We don't care. It doesn't matter.
No, we're not arsed.
No, we're not. We're really not. We're not going to exclude anybody from your 335 smackers. When 335, that's actually 335 kisses. It's smackaroonies. Sorry. Actually, that's kisses as well. Whatever. 335.
I got that many when we beat Sevilla.
You did. You were very lucky as well. You might get some more if we win this game. I'm worried about the tactical thing here, but I think energy is going to play a massive part. And I think if we're really energetic and we've got Antonio in full beast mode, and I suspect he will. I suspect he really will be. Rice is back up to speed. If Bowen can find some form, then we win. We win. That's it. It's as simple as that. What I worry about tactically is that we start off by sitting back and playing it safe, because I don't want to get to a point where we went too safe against Chelsea, and it's not the first time we've gone safe against a team. Chelsea were there for the taking. We saw it in a game before we played them. Southampton turned them over. I don't know if it was just a game before, whatever, but Southampton turned them over. We played Chelsea, played with so much respect, sat back, even made turn Paqueta into a centre half. And then they lost the game after us. They lost to Dynamo Zagreb, who we'd beaten the season before anyway. Too much respect. But I sort of understand it, David Moyes. I don't like it, but I understand if he's going to go in defensive against the top 6 team. Okay, fine. But if we're now going to start going in defensive against, I don't want to say the relegation word, even though I just have, but your rivals who share the same proximity in the league as you do, then that ain't a good thing at all. So I do think intent is really important. I do think energy is really important. Unleash the hounds, let Antonio go at them, let Bowen go at them. Let's go at them with real pace, real purpose. And you know what? Bearing in mind he's gone safe defensively. He's got, he's playing Fornals there for defensive reasons. I really do think that's why he's in there. Give Paqueta a license. Give him a license. Say, look, mate, I've got the rest. I've got covered. Go for it. Go and unlock some doors for us. Go and travel anywhere you want on the pitch. When we got the ball, go and make something happen, please. And I'm really hopeful. I don't know the weather's like up there. Really hope it's beautiful and sunny here. Actually, it's cold and sunny. But I'm hoping it's a dry. I'm looking forward to seeing Paqueta playing the dry, basically.
It's a safe lineup from Moyes. I think it's a predictable lineup from Moyes, just as it is from Everton as well. So there's no surprises for either manager. So any preparation that they've done for this game is valid and stands at this point. So there's almost no excuses to some extent that you're not prepared for something that the other teams got for them. I think out of the two teams, if there's anybody that's going to throw a bit of a curveball looking at the lineups, it's us, because Lampard may have been preparing with three at the back. He might still be looking at it going, well, where's Fornals? Is he left wing back? Is he left wing? Is Caswell centre back or left back? What's going on? What's going on? And I think the people around him, we say, well, we don't really know, Frank. You're just going to have to wait till the game kicks off and work out what they're doing, because that team can be 4-2-3-1, but it could also be that 3-5-2-1 that we've been playing recently as well. So Everton's a lot more predictable and straightforward than ours, I think. The key battle for me is in the middle of the pitch today. I think, whether it will be Gay and Onana in there will be tough for Rice and Souček.
Yep.
But we've seen them stand up, the pair of them, and do well against three. And when that happens, it tends to give somebody else further up the pitch not a free roll, but certainly a massive helping hand. And arguably, with Gay being quite a defensive midfielder, you could essentially just put Paqueta on him to some extent. So Paqueta out of possession just has to man-mark a defensive midfielder to some extent. It's not necessarily running back and defending your 18-yarder or that. We've seen it when we played Man City. I think we tried to do it with Lanzini on Rodri. Lanzini was just man-marking Rodri for the first 45. The problem was Pep Guardiola had both fullbacks going into centre midfield. Lanzini was looking around going, hang on a minute, who's got Cancelo and Kyle Walker here? Nobody. Lampard's not going to do that. Everton's not going to do that. It'll be a bit more straightforward. So I think there's an easy solution there, if you like, from West Ham. I think while it's a safe team, I want to see a risky David Moyes if things aren't going right. I want to see a little bit, like you said, early substitutions. And to his credit this season, he has been doing them. But usually it's almost a knee-jerk reaction to some extent. Now, I'm not saying it's not a thought-out subs, but we're going at half-time, a goal down, he makes 3 subs. That's an easy scenario to do 3 subs. You're a goal down. Everyone's expecting you to do subs. It's almost more offensive if you don't do anything. But if we go in at half-time 0-0 and we're a bit flat, are we still going to change it? Or are we going to risk that clean sheet? Are we going to risk the point to go for it? That's where it sort of jury's out a little bit for me. Doing it in the Europa League, the Conference League, almost doesn't count to some extent. Well, it does, but it's a lesser opposition. There's more emphasis on West Ham to win those games. But games like this is where I want to see Moyes really show his desire to win games. So we're going at half-time and it's not working. Someone's playing poorly, get him off. If Bowen's not played well in the first hour, let's see that he's not undroppable. I don't want Paqueta and Fornals to be playing well, Bowen not playing well, but he takes off Fornals and puts Ben Rama on. I don't want to see that situation, which we have done this season. He's often been the one that stayed on the pitch a little longer than he's deserved to. But I feel it's a big game, and I can understand the team he's picked. And I'll be honest with you, Gonzo, I'm a bit hopeful. I am a bit hopeful.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for a win. I'm ready for a win.
We need a win.
Yeah, because it's not just defeat, a bad defeat, where it's one of those ones where we play crap and there's no hope. Oh, that would not sit well. We all really need this one, and so much of it. But funny enough, we all want to see the new players and the rest of it. But I do sort of get some of what David Moyes is doing, because so much of us winning today would hinge on Declan Rice and Mikel Antonio. It really would. So, not that he was going to drop either one of those, of course, but we need big performances from. I think we're going to get them. Those two are going to be really fit and firing today. Can the rest join them? I think that's really the question.
Right, enough from me and Gonzo. It's time to hear from you guys that are tuning in live. There's currently just under 900 of you. Thank you for joining us. Please do drop a like on it and subscribe if you're new to Hammer's Chat. But get your thoughts into the live chat, not your score prediction just yet. It can be your thoughts on the West Ham team, the Everton team, any hopes you've got. Is there anything worrying you about this? The team selection is obviously a big talking point at this point, but let's see what you're all saying. Lewis is kicking us off with why bench Skamaka after he just scored a good goal and had some swagger about him in the last game. His man management can't be good for morale. However, Tom has said this is a must-win game. We need to kickstart our season. I also think Moyes needs a win to put some of our minds at rest. Thank you, Tasman, for the £2 super chat. Says, why spend 180 million to play the same old team? Alex says that you can give Moyes to say give Moyes time, etc. But the fact is, managers don't get time. He's not going to get months. He will need 6 points from today and Wolves.
I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I think he could get a point today. I think he could get 3 from Wolves and he'd be quite safe. I don't think he needs 6 points.
No,
I'd like it, but I don't think he does need them.
Jake says he thinks that Souček and Bowen have got a member of David Moyes' family currently hostage.
Yeah, well, do you know what? Here's the point. Here's the point in all of this, and I get what everybody's saying. I get why everyone's annoyed with Moyes because he seems to have his favourites. Okay, and I think it to be the case as well. Myself and Geo have done a video about it. Right, now's the time for those players to repay him. Because I think it's gone on some occasions for a little bit too long. Actually, I do think in terms Souček has been better this season than last season. But those players who sometimes, particularly what Moyes did with the comments after the Silky Ball game with Bowen, it is now time for Bowen to actually hold his hands up and say, actually, I've not been as good as Ben Rama this season. I probably shouldn't be in the team ahead. Because even Cornet's look better than Bowen this season, I would suggest, right? So actually, it's a time for him to step up and say, do you know what? I'm going to repay the faith in the manager. Basically, Bowen's in the team because of what he did last season, not what he did this season. And it's time for Bowen to step up and go, yeah, Gaffer, I'm going to pay you back here, mate. You're showing me a lot of faith in me. And it's not just Bowen either, by the way. He's one of them. Now, if Moyes is going to have favourites, it's time for them to help him out.
Ashley said Antonio's much better when he's fresh. Jason says ride or die with Bowen. We're not doing anything without him returning to form. Tom says Fanals is David Moyes' love child to be starting all the time. While LeBon TV says we're going to run riot today.
Brilliant.
Oliver says there's no reason why we can't win today.
No, totally
Harry doesn't know why we're so upbeat.
Can't stay like this every day, can you, Harry? That's a blimey. Imagine if you kept this mood since the Chelsea game or something. Blimey. Yeah, you got to try and be a little bit positive, even without that much evidence. And the team is good. We've got some good players there, Harry. We really do.
Doug says worried about our performances following a Europa League game. Hopefully we don't blow it like we did last season. It's a fair point. But this is where squad comes into it. Do you know what I mean? Last season, he didn't use excuses, but excuses could be made on his behalf, which is, well, he doesn't want to use those players. So he didn't have a small squad, but he had a small squad in terms of players that he wanted to use. This season, that's gone. You can't, like I said, if you spend 180 million and still have that problems, that means you've spent 180 million incorrectly, and that's not a good thing either. So I think that excuses, Doug, is gone for me this season. You can't say stuff like that anymore. Not that he did, but picking the same team every game implied it. Gary says, what does Downs have to do? Same old Soufal, well, Bowen, Souček, Antonio, we will not be winning this. I think some of those players I think Antonio's been in form. I think Souček's been in form.
Cresswell hasn't been bad.
I don't think Cresswell's bad. Soufal, we agree with that. And then Bowen, I can see why Moyes is sticking with him.
Yeah, so Soufal, there's no other choice there. Moyes has shown that he will bench Soufal. He has shown that before, but there's just no options there. Or maybe there is. We just haven't seen enough of Keira. But maybe Moyes will never play Keira at right back. I'd certainly like to see it. What does Downs have to do? I think
that's what Michael's
Rice would have to be injured for Downs to start playing.
I'm not sure that would be enough. I think we see Souček and Lanzini first.
Okay.
Michael says still no opportunity for Downs despite the man of match performance. That's the way to demotivate a player. Andy says first time message on here. Welcome, Andy.
Andy,
where you been? But never mind. I'm joking. Nice to have you. He says 3-4-3. Is this not the fifth different system in 3 games? Is that 3-4-3?
I don't know. But we've got it. May well be this hybrid one. It may be that thing where actually after when we're doing like the video tomorrow, Gio, where we're both disagreeing what formation we actually played. It might be that funky one.
Not a bad lineup. Just hope Bowen and Antonio show up if they don't bring on Scamacca and Cornet at halftime. See, that's it. He can do that and still have 3 subs for the second half and still have Ben Rama and to a lesser extent Lanzini is attacking substitutions in reserve should they not work out as well. Yeah. So there's no excuses for this one really in terms of attacking. Ionix says it's got 1-1 written all over it, but he hopes we can nick 3 points. Lewis says it sounds mental, but he doesn't necessarily mind if we don't win today. He wants to see a really good and improved performance where we show our creativity and some dominance. I think if that then depends on the Wolves game to some extent. If you then go on and win the Wolves game, I think you look back, oh, that was all right. But if you go lose the Wolves game, you look back and you think, well, that wasn't all right, was it? It's
I would go. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see, particularly new players playing well. But I can't help but shift that in my mind that he needs a scrappy 3 points rather than an entertaining, one. If you know what I mean. I know you weren't saying you prefer 1 point, but you know what I'm saying.
Thomas says there's arguments for Downs and Skamaka at starting, but at the same time, Souček and Antonio have done well and deserve to keep the place. Yeah. See, this is it for me. That's my kind of thoughts as well.
Yeah. But then that's absolutely right, but it doesn't explain why Downs didn't play in midweek. Yeah. But yes.
Dan says negative team selection for Moyes in his opinion, but still see us winning comfortably with no Pickford. Without Pickford, they would have gone down last season. I think
anything could have done it, couldn't it? It's so slim with points, yeah. Or we could almost say any one of their players missing would have been the final straw.
Hammer Legend said that fingers crossed for today's game. I think we've been unlucky in a few games. I hope our luck turns around and we get the points today.
Yeah, absolutely. I like what Kevin's put on there. We'll even allow that. He's just come with the EVEWHU 1. That'll do. If you don't know what that is, that's the phrase that you have to put into the live chat to qualify for our bet, should it come in. And the bet is Pablo Fornals getting a card, Thomas Souček to score and West Ham to win.
Ethan says everyone talks about the motivation from being dropped and stuff, like the manager doesn't actually talk to the players about things.
But we don't know.
He's not wrong.
No, but we surmise this stuff. And the other thing you don't know is you don't know about Downs' character. Downs may not be demotivated by all this.
Well, I've got a bit of evidence which sort of not contradicts that, but proves that it doesn't necessarily work. And that's Alex Kral. Alex Kral's saying, I went to training, went in the car and let out my emotions. So clearly whatever Moyes was saying to Alex Kral wasn't working because he was upset. But anyway, Keith says Moyes has shown loyalty to the players who have done it for him in the last 2 seasons. It is right. Well, time will tell. Keep him playing some players and lose games. Only one way Moyes will go. Tom says Downs has come from Championship. He has to be patient, play well, and when he gets the opportunity, he won't be demotivated. Surprised about a Downs chat in the live chat, to be honest.
Well, it's a good story. Number one, it's a good story. He's a West Ham fan. Number two, we've not been convincing in the league. Number three, he got a man of match performance. The one time he did play, and people want to see more. I get it. I do understand it. I find it slightly frustrating. And the thing is, because we don't know, we start applying our own judgment on it. And that is, if I was in that position, would I be demotivated? And then, and you think, yeah, actually I would be. And you see other players perhaps getting more of a chance than Downs. And I think people have looked at him and seen him play. I think actually he looks quite good. So we just want to see more of it, really.
Yeah. Major, I have seen your comments. One or two of them are a bit naughty, but I'll put up the last one I can see, which is Moyes is the sort of bloke that will go into a cocktail bar and ask for a glass of water. I've seen your other ones as well. There's a couple of naughty ones in there, but we're trying to keep it family friendly. It's
he's top of the he's top of the yeah.
Have you checked? I saw his claim, but have you checked to make sure?
I looked yesterday, and at the point where I think just before I went to bed last night, I checked the speech league because I thought I'd done remarkably well. And I did see Major at the top, and I thought, I'll have a little sneaky look at his team. He was top. Now I don't know if the Arsenal game may have changed that. What was it? Finished 2-0 the Arsenal game?
Well, he just said he's not. They were 3-0 up, but he just said he's not top anymore.
Am I?
No, I don't even need to look for that. Right. Time to get your score predictions into the live chat. Let's see what you're all saying. Gonzo, can I get your final words? In the preview, you said 1-1. It will be 1-1. What are you saying now?
Absolutely. I still think it'll be 1-1, actually. But I hope I'm wrong. Big game. I expect a big game from Antonio today. I really do. I think what went badly for him last season was when he was either knackered or he'd just come back from international football with Jamaica. I know he's going to go away shortly, but he's been fit. He's been rested. He looks really sharp. He looks up for it. He's speaking well as well. When you've heard him in interviews, a lot of the players are interviewing really well and talking about everyone being motivated. They understand the position. They understand that 4 points isn't enough. And I like that sort of stuff that's coming out. Declan is going to be really good today. He'll be up for the challenge. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I think sometimes a little bit of personal pride comes into it as well. And Declan may well have looked at Onana and the fact that we were about to spend £40 million on this bloke. And Declan may well look at it and think, well, hold on a second. I wouldn't mind putting myself against him if he's meant to be so good. So just a little bit of competition there probably will help. Big game from Zuma as well, actually, because I do think if Zuma and Keira are on it, I think they can keep that front three quiet. I think they're really important. Keep them quiet. We can score a goal. We can definitely score a goal in this. Can we stop them from scoring one? That's the question. But I am looking forward to it, and I just hope we start on the front foot. I don't want to be looking at it after 10 minutes and thinking, oh, this is, we're inviting on us, because you don't want to do that. Score the first goal, and that stadium goes quiet.
Stuart says we've got the better players and the better manager. There's no reason why we can't win comfortably. 3-1 to West Ham. Mixed score predictions in the live chat. I'd say there's a lot of Everton wins being predicted as well. There's plenty of West Ham. It's pretty split, actually, between the three of them. I said 1-1 in the preview, and I don't know why. I've just got a feeling we're going to win this. I honestly, I know you're going to ask me why I feel like that. I don't know. It's just a hunch. I'm going to say 2-1 West Ham, and it's probably just my optimism as a fan increasing. But I just can't help but look at our team and think that we've got some good players there. The bench is good. We've got some top players on there. If we need a goal, we've got Skamaka, Cornet, Benrahma. And it comes down to the manager. Can he get the best out of them? Can he inspire us to get a victory? Can he do something tactically better than Frank Lampard? And he's not going to come up against lesser experienced managers than Frank Lampard in the Premier League. If he can't do it against Frank, then we're in big trouble. If these players can't outplay the Everton team today, we're in big trouble. So I've got a feeling we're going to get 3 points. I'm going to say Everton 1, West Ham 2. And time for Charlie Walsh. How you doing?
Something's just dropped. Give me 1 second. Something literally dropped. Did you click?
Wasn't Danny? Danny. Dropped.
He just said, give me a whoopee 1 second. Is that right?
Yes. Arsenal, Gonzo, for your own information, Arsenal was just about to finish. They're 3-0 up. They've just brought on the youngest player in Premier League history, some 15-year-old who I've never heard of. So there you go. He's just walked onto the pitch.
Nice.
Don't know anything about him, but I'm looking forward to it. I look at this team. I was listening to you both talking about the team, right? Being realistic, you look at that lineup. That's basically the best possible lineup we could have had last season, plus some upgrades. There is something. I can't look at it and be that disappointed. There's nitpicks I could have with it. I prefer to see Skamaka start in some sort of formation or this, that, and the other. But I look at it and I think, if in that sort of logic, that is basically the best team we could have had last year, upgraded. And I don't know. I look at this Everton team and I just think it's just there to be got at. It's just there to be got at. If we can't put in a performance today, then who can we put in a performance against at this point? You know?
Charlie, on your t-shirt, is that a sausage roll or a todger?
Obviously, it's a sausage roll, Gonzo. Okay. As much as, and I appreciate,
oh my goodness!
I appreciate the fact that enough people have asked this, because I'll be honest, it shows character for me that I'm putting out into the world. That enough people think Charlie's got a penis on his shirt, which I would be fine with. I would be openly okay with,
particularly if it was a vegan one.
It's the Greg's Primark range.
Anyway, I think that's key. I think that's time for me and Gonzo to leave. We're going to depart. I'll be back at half-time. We'll be back at full-time. Don't go anywhere, because Charlie's keeping you entertained. Well, he's keeping you company right up until the full-time whistle.
Thank you, guys. And thank you all for joining. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all good. I'm slowly recovering. And by slowly, I do mean slowly, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Hope you're well. Hope you're all good. We'll start off as we always do, as the Arsenal match just finishes. Some 15-year-old kid, Ethan Wherry or something like that. Never heard of him, but there we go. He's just come on for West Ham. And if they could play a 15-year-old, why not ask some youth players? I don't know. You'd have to ask David Moyes. Let me know what you're feeling in the chat below in the terms of confidence. There we go. I managed to get there in the end. I lost the sentence. I pulled it back on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you of a West Ham result today? I'm still slowly recovering from everything that's going wrong in my body. Today it has evolved in a different way. But I can at least talk. You can see I do have a duvet on the sofa over there from where I have been basically lying down and doing nothing. So we'll get through this together. But I'm feeling relatively confident. But let's see how you lot feel, because I'm intrigued, because I've heard a lot of different vibes, different confidence levels in terms of the team, the selection, the opposition, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm intrigued to see where we line up as a group, as a unit. Yeah, I also need to get rid of this. I've just realized my brain was like, why is it claret? There we go. It's because I haven't done that yet. I haven't done that yet. Hello, everyone. Hello, Chris. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Taz, thank you very much. For £2. Only this team can play. This is the only team to play all the new signings. Well, you're not wrong, Taz. I'll be real with you, mate. You're not wrong. But like I said, I'm not furious about the lineup. We'll see how we play. My concern is more about performance than it is anything else. But I fully get what people are talking about. Like when Geo was talking about Downs, for example. So, listen, if they did meatballs, I'd buy it. I'd buy it. I just like the fact that I've built enough reputation up to where people would go, yeah, Charlie would walk around with a penis on his chest. The answer is, yeah, I probably would. Judas, good to see you, my trustworthy friend. V, good to see you. Hope you're all well. Let's have a look at some of these. Oh, I've got a spot on my face every time I touch it. It's the most painful thing in the world. Right. Stop complaining, Charlie. Let's go. 50-50 says Tom. 6, 3, 8, 6. Good to see you, Michael, by the way. Hope you're well. 0, Mike, minus 10. 4, 8, 4, 3, 6. Knackered. Good to see you. Hope you're well. 5, 3. Not for West Ham, no, for Arsenal. For Arsenal, right at the end of their game against Brentford that just ended. 3. Bowen needs to step up, find some form. I agree. 6. 4. Hang on. Ouch. 7, 7.3, 8, 8, 8, 8.5. See what I mean? There's a lot of fluctuation here because you're getting some because you're getting some high numbers, your 8s, right? And then you're also getting some sort of fairly middling numbers, also lower. I'm always happy to see you. Always happy. And you get some middling ones. Love a bit of decimals there, James. Love a bit of decimals there. It's interesting to me. It's interesting to me because I feel like for me, this is horrendous news, Connor. I'm glad you're here, but my God, looks limping top. Well, keep me updated on this. I do have the West Ham Twitter feed open for the lineup thing that I haven't done yet. So I'll have a look. I guess I'll keep up to the. Let me know. See, Harry says going through as low as 1, whereas I feel like I don't know. I'm confident. It's definitely not as low as a 6, but it's definitely not as high as a 9. It's somewhere between a 7 and an 8, and I don't know where. I don't know if we're doing integers only. Are we putting decimals in? I don't know what the vibe is here, so I'm not entirely sure. Morning from L8 Hamlet Mulder, just living the life. I'm getting a bit worried about Moyes playing some players all the time. He's always done it. He's literally always done it at West Ham. I've been concerned about it forever, but he sort of modelled through. I think before the bigger problem was that the players were mostly performing. See, Dave's rocking a 10, mostly performing. Although not constantly. Paul, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you have a grand old time. Hopefully a comfortable win to aid your recovery. I would hope so. Paul. Thank you very much. Lies, but I take it. Yeah, I'm getting more of this Paqueta limping stuff. Concerning. Wishing you a full quick recovery. Thank you very much, Mike. 7. Come on, you rip-roaring, goal-scoring ING. Love to see it. Should have left Souček at home. Started Downs. Chuck, good to see you. There's a lot. See, there's a lot of this. There's a lot of this. Not lots of highs. There are lots of highs as well. Hello, but it's just a lot of this, like just general unhappiness. And I guess the feeling is this is just going to be this way until we win again, right? Like realistically, thank you. Realistically, it's probably just going to be like this until we start winning again, or until we win properly. Because we've won games, and to be fair, I wasn't too against. Trust me, yes. Never horrendous news that you hear. Just you've brought horrendous news with you, but never horrendous news that you hear. Always a good time. I'm kind of okay with Callum again as well. Callum, thank you very much. Very kind of you. Very kind of you, Callum. Already donated. And also I should say as well, thank you to the Ox as well, who's donated before, as well as Callum before and Tasman before. I do have baby bills. We will get onto this, but there are baby bills available for today. Yeah, I don't know. Let's look through the teams. And try to formulate this somehow. Let's try to put it together in a way which makes some sort of sense in my mind, which nothing makes sense in my mind. So that's a bad idea from the start, isn't it? But what happens if I press this one? It works. You love to see it. Last time lineup as such, it's going across the bottom of the screen, but I'll take it off just so we can see the full thing in case the Everton graphic covers it, because that's always what I find out when I do these sort of things. It's Fabianski in goal, Sufal, Kehrer, Zuma, Cresswell, Rice, and Souček in a double pivot, Bowen, Paqueta, Fornals, and Antonio. And I guess when you look at it, the problem would be formationally, right? Because obviously we could go, oh, I would rather this person play than this person. I'd rather have Ben Rama in there than say Fornals. I'd rather play this, that, and the other. I want to see Fornals to be clear, but I can understand the arguments, right? But there's also that opportunity of just flexibility in the formation. Could it be a 3 at the back as opposed to a 4? It looks like a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 as long as the day is long, but it could be a 3. You could be putting Fornals as the wing back. You could be putting Bowen as a sort of makeshift striker with Antonio. You put Paqueta in just behind him. It could essentially be the exact same formation we played in Europe. You know, the thing is with these group of players is there's definitely a lot of different ways they could be playing. And part of the unhappiness is that when it looks the same constantly and it's not working, then it's an issue. I don't know exactly how we're going to set up. I don't know exactly how we're going to play. I don't know where Paqueta's going to play. I don't know where Fornals is going to play. I can be pretty certain of where Bowen's going to play and Rice and Souček and all of that. But I don't know where we go. But again, and then I look at the bench, and the bench is really strong. Areola, Dawson, Emerson, Ogbonna, Downs, Lanzini, Cornet, Benrahma, Scamacca. That's a significantly stronger bench than we had last year, in probably a stronger first 11 than we had last year. So realistically, what's the issue here? Why are we still struggling quite a bit? And I don't know what to put my finger on it. And that's the problem. For example, Gonzo was talking about the idea of Everton, it being too predictable, and Everton knowing how we're going to play and all that kind of stuff. But realistically, I feel like there's an argument to say, well, you've got to sort your own house out first before you start thinking about other people's. Before we start thinking about doing things to try and confuse Everton and try and make them think about stuff, we should probably figure out what the hell is going wrong with our team and figure it out. Truth is that I don't know. Let's talk about Everton. Begovic starts in goal. Of course, Jordan Pickford is out. They have a back four of Patterson, Tarkowski, Cody, and Michaelenko. Onana, Iwobi, and Idris Gay is in midfield with Gordon, Gray, and Neil Mopai in the attacking positions. The bench, Jakupovic, former Hull City goalkeeper, of course, Keane, McNeil, Decore, Coleman, Davis, Vinagre, Rondon, and James Gardner. So it's interesting to me because I feel like if there ever was an opportunity to win a football match, this is probably it, right? You look at it and you think that is probably a team we should be beating. This is an Everton side who are struggling, who are just as low as they were last season, who still haven't put the bits together. They've got an injury crisis so bad in goal that they've had to go and get a lone goalkeeper emergency signing in. It's going poorly. As Music and Chill saying, Begovic and goal will hopefully benefit us. Yeah, I liked Begovic years ago, but at this point, I don't have much faith in him. Significantly less than I would in Jordan Pickford, for example, and his little tiny dinosaur arms. I like Jordan Pickford, to be clear. But you just got to feel like it's ours for the taking, right? Despite some of the problems. I mean, for example, Mark's saying Soufal's been a disaster this season, and yes, I felt like there were some balls that were going in on Thursday where I was like, okay, he's actually putting in a decent ball now, but they're to no one, and it's really frustrating because we've seen how good he can be. Why has the drop off been so significant? And I feel like potentially you have to, you can never judge people right as they first come in because they've got that boost of energy, that boost of like go about him. And so then it drops off. You start to see a little bit of the true form. At this point, I'm less confident in Soufal in terms of his actual ability than I was at the beginning of time. I'm starting to feel like that was just a random purple patch that will never happen again because he's been poor for so much longer. The problem is, of course, we don't really have any other options right now. So he's just playing until... What is John? Can someone tell me in chat, by the way? Because I don't know. Is Johnson injured? Is that what's going on there? Is he injured? Is that the problem? Because I don't know. Sabu Kelly, what an absolute legend she was, by the way. What an absolute legend. From the start of her arc to the end, an absolute legend of the school. I might watch more Royal Road today. I need to. I'm feeling sorry for myself. But Kufau is done. Hamstring injury. A fight. Okay, right. Yeah, I sort of vaguely remember now. Now you're telling me specifics. My brain is starting to kick off into a gear where, yes, I sort of remember it happening. Not properly, but I sort of remember going, oh, that's the thing that's going on. I do remember that happening, even though, you know. Well, let's talk bingo then. We've got just under 10 minutes until kickoff, so let's talk bingo. This is, of course, the game where we predict when David Moyes will make his first substitution. I'll put the bench along the bottom of the screen right now. You don't have to tell me who the substitution will be. That's only for little saucy bonus points. We're looking for specifically the minute here. And he's been a lot more unpredictable. He's been making subs a lot earlier. The 5 subs, maybe that's forcing him into it. I don't know. But I'm going to go 69 minutes because that's a classic. And I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to make it as easy as this. You ready for this? I'm going to say Paqueta for Lanzini, 69 minutes. No. I think all this talk of a stronger bench this season overstates the case. The results determine that. And our bench last season went deep into the 3 cup competitions. You're not wrong, Val. You're not wrong. Okay, I get. Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. That's a fair point. I mean, on paper, they are more skilled players. How would you say it? Because I feel bad saying a defender is skilled. I guess defense is a skill, right? You know what I'm trying to say there. On paper, it is a better bench. But, you know, you're right. Yarmolenko came on. He was the most subbed player in the league last year, I believe. I'd have to double check that. But at one point towards the end, he definitely was. I'd have to triple check. And that is the case. So he's one of the most, at least. Let's play it safe. He was one of the most substituted on players in the league last year. So that's a fair point. Val. I was watching clips of Kufau's first season earlier, and he seems a lot quicker than he is now. I wonder if he's still not 100% from surgery. Potentially, Lewis, that's a really good point, to be fair. Kufau's never had end products. His tenacity has dropped significantly, which is his main attribute. I thought his crossing in the first season was really good. His crossing in the season, I thought, was really good. He was lethal at times. But that could be maybe just because he had more time and space. And now he's got no time and space. He's just lost that time to really think about it or something. I don't know. Let's look at some goes 55, 65, 62, 50. We lose the game in midfield. There's a lot of energy, and I feel like we aren't as mobile unless the ball is in the air. Souček is a blonde tool. I think defensively he's good, but on the ball he's bad. I think that's his biggest. That's my eternal problem with Souček. I think defensively he's actually all right. And then obviously we know his strengths going forward. But defensively, on the ball, it's just a bit of an issue. But hopefully just shoving as many ball players around him as humanly possible is the solution. Although, again, next to him is Soufal and Bowen right now, which isn't going to help him in any stretch unless they switch sides, then maybe not. But yeah, I can't act like I wouldn't like a change in that position now, David, preferably. 69, but hope 53. Nice. 33 half time. Ooh, 59. 63. Hope Paqueta off for Ben Rama. not hope, sorry, 0 minutes. Paqueta off for Ben Rama. Stress. We will see how that ends up playing out. 45 minutes. Cornet and Skamaka coming on. That would be good. Antonio's fallen off. He has always looked slightly better recently, ever so slightly better recently, but also, yes. 12 minutes. Paqueta, Olympic off. Lanzini on. Stress. 45 minutes. Again, stress. Well, it depends actually. Depends on the situation. 55 minutes today the season begins. We'll just keep saying that. We'll just keep saying it until it happens. Until it happens, we'll just keep saying it. That's totally fair as well, Val. The only reason I'm using it is because I don't know what other phrase to use. The people on the bench are better players than the people who were on the bench last season. You know, they are more experienced. They've played at a higher level. They have more ability. They have more skill. They are just in. It's just a better situation by and large on the bench. Emerson compared to Masuaku for a start. It's stuff like that where you look at it and you go, there is a clear upgrade there. I was saying because I fully understand you and I will try to avoid using it in future because I think it's kind of a cop out, but it was mainly because I'm an idiot and can't think. 37 minutes, Antonio injury, stress. Stress. We'll have to see what happened with Skamaka as well. Is that what actually happened? Because if so, why stress? It should be nearer 60 minutes, but 86 minutes more, like 85 minutes more. Like yes, it's playing still. Okay. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. The teams are coming out. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's Jeffrey. Good to see you. Hope you're well. If you are looking for stress. If you were looking for a way to watch the game, it is of course on Sky Sports today. However, if you don't have Sky Sports in the UK or you're abroad like I am today, then there are definitely ways you can watch the game. All you have to do is scroll down in the description below. There's a bit there called join our Discord. It's completely free to join. Lovely Hammers chat community, West Ham community, fans of all clubs welcome. But more importantly, on the left hand side, if you scroll down, there's a bit called stream links and you'll find what you're looking for. Also, more importantly, if we're being honest, we have to shout out our new sponsor for the Watch Along Build Up Show. It is OneFootball. You've heard us talk about it before. It's the football app that you get on your phone. It's a beautiful thing because it allows you to follow and get news about only the things you actually genuinely care about. You don't have to hear about what's going on at Tottenham. You don't have to hear about what's going on at Liverpool. You don't have to hear about what's going on at Manchester United. None of them. Because what you do is you just click on the things that you actually know about, that you actually care about, the things you want to hear about. And then when you open up the app, it just tells you that news. So whether that's the Premier League, whether that's West Ham, whether that's the Europa Conference League, just click on those and that's the only news you get about none of this other nonsense. So click in the description below, link in the description below for the OneFootball app, the best football app. Thank you very much for sponsoring the Watch Alongs and Build Up people. Right. Good to see you, madman. That was a big one. Right. I need to find a way to watch it. I am, of course, on my holiday home in North Idaho. And while I ask you for that, I will ask you for your final score predictions. It is almost time, ladies and gentlemen. We are under 3 minutes away from kickoff. Owen, good to see you. I'm struggling, but we'll get there together as a unit, as a team. We will get there. But I am not going to act like I'm not having a rough time physically. But thankfully, I'm not sneezing. So we won't have to worry about that again because Jesus Christ. We won't have to worry about what me and my girlfriend have been referred to as the sneeze. Yeah. There is a minute silence going on today. I can't pull the thing up yet, so I can't verify if it's happening right now or not. If it is, obviously, feel free to... I apologize for not opening it. I've just clicked. I'm trying to. Well, I thought when I had one, it said it's not working. So let's have a look at some of these score predictions though while we're here. What are we saying? 2-0. 2-0 Everton, unfortunately. 1-1, hopefully 2-1. 3-2. 3-1. Not confident about Moyes anymore. There's no loyalty if you can't win a game. I mean, you raised a fair point, Gary, to be fair. I don't have Sky Sports at home, so I'm in my holiday home. I only have BT Sport. So if it's not on BT Sport, I'm in the holiday home. Everton 3, West Ham United 4, comeback. Flipping hell. Evan, it sounds like a banger. I'll take it, even though it scares me. 2-1 to the Irons. You love to see it, Callum. Dave, thank you very much for the £2, my friend. I appreciate it. Hope you're well. 2-0, 2-1 Irons. Let's go, Dave. Let's go. What was it? Shout out, Nick. 2-2, 1-0 to us. Scrappy. I'll take a 1-0 scrappy win. Any win at this point, I'll take. Okay, I've actually got one up. 9-0 to West Ham. More. That's a bold place. Did they? Okay. Well, you know, it's Liverpool. That's what happens at Liverpool, right? I hope so. Listen, I hope a big dub regardless. 3-1 to the Hammers. Let's go. 3-1. Would you be happy with a 0-0? If the performance was good enough, yes, but that's the big difference here. If the performance was good enough, if the performance wasn't good enough, then big nose. 0-0 draw. We've scored 3 all season. What makes anyone think we'll score more than 1? We've not scored more than 3 all season. Right, Alex. Let's see what you're saying. We have in Europe. Who knows? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, I have a timer up here so you know exactly how far behind you I am, because I have, of course, in my holiday home. That means, you know, time, distances, and internets and streaming and all that nonsense means that I will be slightly behind you. So if you want to know exactly how far behind you, you can see the timer in the top corner, which will match exactly where I am at. We are just a moment away from kickoff, which is when I will remind you to like the video. And while you're down there, hey, subscribe to the channel, because we were the only channel last year to do build-up, show, and watch along for every single game last season. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, because this watch along is me by myself. And so without you, it is nothing. I don't have other people around me to help out. It is just me and you talking about West Ham. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that bell notification icon as well, so you don't miss out on any future videos. It's Goodison Park. It's West Ham United versus Everton. Come on, you Irons. We're underway. Deploy the boys. Time to run 2 things. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. An early start, a big start. Hit him quick. Let's go. I'm wanting a dub here. I'm wanting a dub. Like I've changed my mind. Don't care about performances. All I want is a win. Realistically, what I want is either a win, and I don't care how it happens, or if not, the performance. The performance, if anything, is more important. I say it time and time again here, right? But the idea of if you just keep performing, then eventually the results will come. Now, will that be the case? I don't know. But, you know, it's my sofa, and I'm not well. So I've just been lying on it under a duvet all morning. And I can't lie to you, Chris. The second this is done, I'm going back there. but yeah, I usually would tidy it up, but I don't care today. No, I don't care. 1 minute 20 behind. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's why my time isn't good. Okay. Like Ray Boreham, for example. He's not here. I can't take side swipes at Ray. West Ham pressing well early doors. I love this. We commit a foul and then build up. I don't care. We're putting it on them. We're putting it on them similarly to how we did against... Was it Tottenham recently when we did this sort of thing? Where we just, from the minute go, we were just all over them, harrying them. I like it. Have I missed Scott's, Madman? Is that what have I missed? I'm going to quickly scroll. Have I missed Scott's? If I don't see it in like 10 seconds, I'm going to have to stop. Oh, my streams. I mean, my television channel has flickered on and off. I haven't seen him. If I've missed Scott, if you're here and I've missed it, I apologize. We're back and we're ready for it all over again. One of the best vines. Was it really that long ago? One of the best short form videos on Twitter. That's what I'm going to say. Same. I can't act like I don't, Lewis. I can't act like I don't, you know. Greetings from Greece. Astro for a start. Good to see you. Hope you're having a grand old time over there. I will say there are ways you can watch the game if you want to watch them. There are definitely ways you can watch it. Good tackle there. West Ham streaming forward. Fornals. Got Antonio to the left. He's got Paqueta to the right. Oh, my TV flickers. I think we got a corner. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Corner. There we go. Yeah, just a quick confirm from Arthur there. Corner. It's going to be one of those days, I feel like. Right, 3 minutes in, West Ham with a corner. We started brightly. Left-hand side whipped in. First man. Because, you know, we can't take corners anymore. We can't take corners anymore. We can't take corners anymore. Thank you very much for the updates, Taz. I will try and message some people. I'll try and message some people while I put... I actually forgot to put the extra donos up. So while I do that. Thank you, though. Pushing it again. Patterson. Interested to see Patterson. I've not really seen enough of him. Pardon me, like 4 times. My stomach is so unhappy. I haven't really seen him a lot of him. And of course, I spoke to Geo about him before he joined, because obviously Geo, I don't know if you've noticed, is from Scotland. And so I've heard bits and pieces about him, but I've not really seen enough of him to have any sort of idea, have any sort of proper concept of what I feel about him. So I'm interested to see how he ends up playing out. Has mission. Love that. Love a bit of that. Jamie, check the Discord and the link below. There will be some soon. Just sent some messages, so hopefully that helps. But there is usually ones just after kickoff or just before kickoff every single game. Earlier the kickoff, the less likely they will be, because the people who do it are American and people like me who don't wake up. So yeah, hopefully that will be solved sooner rather than later. Let me fix the timer. Okay, we're getting a big jump forward. What time to be alive? Iwobi having a career renaissance as well, which is fun. I quite like Alex Iwobi. I can't lie to you. I've had a big argument with Gio about this. He thinks he's absolutely crap. I think Everton overpaid for him, but I think he's an all right footballer. And he's slowly having a minor career renaissance. It's quite fun. And by slowly, I really do mean slowly. Hello. Don't rewind like 5 minutes when I said something about Liverpool and made a joke. Don't about you. Don't you know. Ray next Friday is Spanish, by the way. I'll message you about it once I remember. Everton playing it out to the right-hand side. Patterson on the ball, looking for a big searching cross. It was an early one. He was looking towards potentially Anthony Gordon there. Doesn't quite land it, though. Straight into the hands of Fabianski's. Good goalkeeping. Comes out and collects it. Trying to figure out the formation. Now I can see it a bit more consistently. I do think it is the sort of the 4-2-3-1 we were sort of expecting. Although Paqueta is given a lot of license to drop deep, so it's not necessarily the 10 behind the striker. He's not necessarily, well, not necessarily a 10, I guess. He's certainly dropping. Souček with an awkward, that was really awkward defending between Souček and Zuma. Iwobi comes charging in and just, tell you what, Fabianski comes out and makes himself big. That was really awkward between the two of them, Zuma and Souček. It's just Zuma goes for a sort of hospital pass to Souček, who then has only really one option to pass back to Zuma because Iwobi was pressing him, and then Zuma, who looks, I don't know, he doesn't look injured. He looks partially injured. I don't know what's wrong with him. All I know is he looks a bit dodge, and you know. Thank you, madman. I did see the Lanzarote thing. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. There was a comment about, I said something about Liverpool crossed in. Oh my God, I thought it was an own goal. I thought it was an own goal in our favour. To be clear, I'll tell you in a sec. Ball gets played across, flashed across Everton's box, and Conor Cody trips over himself. And then for a second there, I thought it went flying in. It was a long throw. And for once, West Ham don't completely fluff it from a throw in. It was just Jared Bowen just pushing Michaelenko out of the way. And in comes, who was it? It was Antonio trying to get in, and Conor Cody just ahead of him. He does really well to defend it, but Jesus Christ, I thought that was an own goal. Corner from the other side this time for West Ham. Whipped in. It was close. Begovic came trying to punch it, misses it, but no one from West Ham can get involved. Cleared away Sufal with a weird hook back towards the box, but we keep possession of the ball. It was a nice idea from Paqueta trying to play it first time into the path of Antonio. Can't quite get there. West Ham can't quite keep it. It's going to be a throw-in. Close. I thought all of a sudden that was very close. Now it looks like Cresswell's injured. Jesus Christ. We've got right. So just in case you're keeping score, Zuma looked like he was in pain earlier. Cresswell is now limping across the pitch. Paqueta was limping before kickoff. So, you know, do we have any bells? Yes, we do. We do have bells. Bells are available for the game. I meant to bring this up before the game and completely forgot. Bells are available. Danny, thankfully, when he invited me over, he went, "Listen, mate, we got some bells involved," and I was like, "Good stuff." He got them delivered this morning from the supermarket. I heard. Whipped in from Everton. Jesus Christ, it was a powerful cross. There was no one in there, but it was people in there, but no one was close to it. But Demarai Gray just picked up a little bit of space on this left-hand side, goes one-on-one with Sufal, gets a tiny bit of space, and it fired in across. Any touch there would have been very, very scary. It doesn't quite work out for him. Ray, if you're still basically, someone said, isn't it weird that Liverpool is like a catch-all term for when something bad happens? And then I said, yes, like Ray. That's what I said, Ray. I didn't mean it. I love you, I promise. Put out wide by Everton again, trying to put the ball in. They're going to get a corner. I tell you what, it's been if you're a neutral, it's been an enjoyable start. Both teams getting up the pitch and getting dangerous moments. Everton a little bit more so than ours, although that own goal was almost yeah. Demarai Gray to take the corner on the right hand side on our left. Tarkowski's in there. It's put in towards looking for Onana. Doesn't quite get there. West Ham header it away, but Patterson does well to outmuscle Fornals and then give it out to Gray, who goes down. There is a free kick. I was looking at the linesman to see if he flagged for it, and he didn't. The referee does say a free kick against Paqueta, who's saying it was a dive. Does he touch him? Yes, he does. Is it, maybe. Onana is playing, yes. Oh, I've got nothing but love for you both. It's because I do a show with Ray, and also I know him personally. We talk a lot about wrestling. But I have nothing but love for you two. Whipped into the box. Onana gets his head to it, but it's over the top. We'll take that. It's fine. He's sort of off Antonio, goes for the header, and it just sort of flashes high and wide and comes back from the replay straight into a chance for Everton. The crowd are hot on this one. Paqueta goes in hard there. He's going to get spoken to by the referee. I don't know if he's going to get a yellow. I think it might be a bit early for that. But he goes in. Oh, it's on a gun again, so I'm fine with it. But he does go in a little bit rough. Garner's on the ball. Forearm just into the back of the head. Just a little bit of tanglement there. Again, it's just a gun again, so I'm not exactly against it, but still. And the resulting free kick from Everton in a sort of corner-esque scenario, but absolutely awful. Onana battling with Rice, tries to get into it. Rice has a couple of words for him after the fact. Onana stepped into it, and Onana goes back to him and gives him a little shrug off. I suspect that might develop. That one might be one of those ones to keep an eye on. It might develop there, guys. I'm not Moisey out, but I really, there is problems in this team that need sorting. Jared Bowen, it's a nice idea. He manages to find Paqueta. It wasn't a great ball, but we've got the ball forward. Paqueta loses out. Just taken out by Patterson, but wins the ball back with a bit of awkward play from Everton, and we'll take that throw in. But now Jared Bowen's down. Bruv, if you're keeping score, okay, Paqueta was limping before the game. Cresswell was limping during the game. Zuma looked like he was injured at one point. And then Jared Bowen with that ball. he puts the ball in and he's stepped on by Idris Gana Gay, which, despite the fact I don't like him, he didn't mean it, to be fair. He's been trodden on with all his weight of a homophobic midfielder, and he's down. Hopefully he'll be okay with it, but Jesus Christ, that looked bad. That didn't look fun at all. Cresswell can't be deployed against Premier League opponents anymore. Other people would need to cover him, constantly hindering our forward play. I don't think he's been too bad. I don't think he's too bad. And I like his early crossing. But, you know. Okay, good. Don't worry, Val. I will keep score. And I will let the people know who else keeping score what's going on. For those of you keeping score, Bowen's now limping off. Thank you very much, Hamster. I appreciate it. Hello. You all right? Hope you're well. Hope you had a good day. I do a service for the people. You know, I do a service for the people. He's back on the pitch now. For those of you keeping score, Cresswell is back on the pitch. I'll stop that bit now. Unless someone else gets injured, then I will bring it back. But for now, I'll keep it. He's back on the pitch, running normally is Cresswell. Jared Bowen's on the bottom of my screen. I can't tell how he's moving entirely. He seems to be okay. Hopefully, it was just a stingy situation. Nothing deeper than that. Everton looking for that ball forward. It curves out and it's going to be a frame. Looking for Alex Iwobi. Looking lively today. I remember that last season at Upton Park, the game at Upton Park he played, and he was just unplayable that day. You know, just an insane thing. Just an insane game, that one. There was that season he was brilliant, though, to be fair. Jazza, good to see you. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're having a good time. We need more likes. We always need more likes. If you're happy, you know it, hit the like. Etc. Astro, I believe there are now links on the Discord. Let me know if there aren't, everybody. But if you are looking for one, then make sure to check out the Discord in the link description below. Scroll down. There's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Click on that. It's completely free to join. Hammers Chat, lovely West Ham community fans of all clubs, welcome. But more importantly, if you scroll down on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links. And you should find what you're looking for. I believe they are up now. I'm not certain. Everton are coming forward again. They're doing really well at the moment. They're creating a lot of opportunities. They're not creating a lot of opportunities. They're creating opportunities, but they're getting a lot of time on the ball. Big wild pass there. I think it was Michaelenko looking for Patson on the far side. Didn't quite work out, but Tasman says still no streams. Okay, right. Well, there's not streams there, but it should be soon. Getting there slowly. From what was quite a bright early start for us, we just seem to have dissipated back into ourselves now. And Everton are sort of doing what happens to West Ham every time we sit deep and try to defend, is we just invite all of the pressure onto us because we don't actually try to tackle people. That's not something we try to do. We just we just hope that they give us the ball eventually. Sufal trying to get forward. Anthony Gordon covers really well there. And straight away, Souček with an awkward pass, and straight away, Everton regain possession. Onana under a bit of pressure, skips past Declan Rice like there's no tomorrow. Frustrating. It's difficult because we started really well. We started strong. We started strong, and it's only gotten worse. There was a moment early on where we were pressing. We were looking like we were looking active. We weren't looking as passive as we have been. We looked like a little bit, Jesus Christ, cross from Everton and headed away awkwardly. Just the I like a do the cha-cha. Shout out. What a film. Also, Ryan, thank you very much. Appreciate the £2. Incredibly kind of you to put into the full-time fund. I like a do the cha-cha. West Ham skipping through. It was a nice try to find Paqueta, but so many Everton players on top of that, never happening. Ryan, appreciate it. Your name should be at the top of the minute. And those early stages just seem to have dissipated. We were pressing them like we were, I said Tottenham, I believe it was Tottenham, where we were actually trying to win the ball back in higher positions up the pitch. We were putting them under pressure when they were passing it around at the back, thinking that was the way to do it. And against Tottenham, it was. Frankly, against Tottenham, it was. We were really doing well. And I'm not saying that isn't the way to do it here. But what I am saying is, if we're being honest, we've completely stopped doing that. Our main objective is usually to wait for them to give the ball back to us. We don't try and win it. And what's happening is exactly what usually happens when we face teams and we play like that, is they just sit all over us. We're starting to get a little bit more into it now, thankfully. We've got a bit of possession. That was a bold pass out to Sufal that Michaelenko is instantly on top of. Anthony Gordon comes flying in. I'll tell you what, he is very active today. He's just steaming about the pitch on that left-hand side. Right. Just really making a nuisance of himself. A couple of awkward tackles there. Onana's stumbling about. Like, is it Onana? No, it's just going to get his fine. Don't worry about it. Into the box. Oh, Bowen almost there. Headed away. Nice diving header away. We'll take that. We'll take that. A little bit something. Time to make it work. Time to make it work. Short throw. We actually do something with it. I tell you what, our throw-ins are getting almost dangerously useful this season. Not completely, but Ryan, thank you very much once again. Where's Gonzo the Hottie? Gonzo the Hottie will be back at full time. So if you want to, I'll tell you what, Ryan, as much as I appreciate your donations, and mate, if you want to keep donating, trust me, that's completely fine with me. But between me and you, okay, if you want, between me and you, okay. Corner in, head away, second corner. If you want to, between me and you, if you want to do this, right, what I would say is wait for the review and then just start spamming Gonzo again, because he did not know how to deal with that. Now, if you want to keep donating now, totally fine by me, mate. Totally fine by me. You're more than welcome to carry on doing it. I'm not exactly going to stop you, Ryan, my friend. But Gonzo will be back at full time on the live match review. Just putting it out there. My G. Guys, I don't know if you're aware, right? But there's this channel run by a good man called Titch. A great man called Titch, okay? It's called Hammers Fans United. And if you ain't on that, then bro, what are you doing? Most of the time, you're going to be getting some banging shorts, okay? But then every so often, Titch comes out of the woodwork and it's like, yo, what about if we have a banging video, a banging watch along? Is it just West Ham? No, there's other teams as well. Hit from range, wide by Cresswell. Wait, deflects by Cresswell. We're going to get another corner. We're getting yet another corner, people. We'll take this. I'm just saying, if you haven't already, bam, what you want to be doing is subscribing to that channel, because you're just getting good stuff. You're just getting good stuff. It's a third corner in a row. This time it's Aaron Cresswell on the left-hand side, looking for an outswinger. Zuma's in there. Kara's in there. Souček's in there. Rice is in there. It's fine because we won't get past the first man. And if we do, we're not going to score because we don't do corners anymore. But, past the first man, straight away from Everton, and they've got a counter-attacking opportunity. I hate to say it, but it's as obvious as it's ever going to be. Demarai Gray's charging away from it. He's got Anthony Gordon alongside him. Demarai Gray does really well. Skips past two players there. Don't know who it was he skipped past. I think it was Fornals and someone else, but he skips past them like it was really easy. I don't particularly like Demarai Gray. I don't think he's that good. I think he's fine. He's a very quick winger. He's relatively tricky, but he's not a great player. He got ahead of Paqueta there, skipped past Fornals, and Sufal just punts it clear. Oh, madman. Thank you very much. Lies as per usual, but I appreciate you nevertheless. Thank you very much, man. That's very kind of you. That's incredibly kind of you. Need a win? Yeah, I agree. I'll take a draw as long as the performance is good, but I'm not going to disagree. Just popped in to hit the like button and say hello to Tebaduna doing the game too. Oh, nice. Fair enough. Enjoy it. Tell Stu and that. Disabled Team, by the way, another great channel you should definitely subscribe to. Tell Stu and that hello from me. I'll probably pop in at halftime on there and say hello to them as well. But I appreciate you, Titch. Thank you for coming. Ouch. "23 minutes gone. It's been an up and down performance. There's definitely been some moments where it looked like we were getting our act together, and then there's been significant periods of time, about 15 or so, where it looked like it was all Everton. Not the worst game you're ever going to see, but certainly not the best from a West Ham perspective. From a neutral, there's a lot going on. Not a lot of goals, but there's a lot going on. But yeah, the other way, not happening. How do you feel about it, Mulch? First of all, Mulch, good to see you. Hope you're well. Mulch makes the Antonio. Don't worry about it. It was Antonio. Mulch makes the amazing graphic. Click the link, Discord graphic. So if you shout out Mulch, what do you think about the jumper? I'm for it personally. I quite like it. It looks huggable, which is what I'm about. Everton on the counter attack. Patterson tries to play the ball in. Kurt Zuma with a backwards heel kick away. We'll take that. Big searching ball for Everton into the path of Demarai Gray. Can't get the control. Going to be a throw into West Ham. Very, very deep on the left-hand side. One of the things Everton were doing there that we don't do is just that switch of play, but fast. We tend to switch play by going pass, in this really like slow manner. They just picked it and went, bang, here it is across the pitch. And all of a sudden, Patterson's in a bit of space, you know, and that's just something we don't do ever. It's so annoying. I don't know if we don't have the ability to. I just think we're just too slow and ponderous to think about it usually. Or we like to think about it too much, if anything. Iwobi again going for a nice, huge diag for Demarai Gray. Aaron Cresswell's happy to see that one run out there, and it's going to be a throw-in practically in the exact same position we were just in. Would prefer Scott Parker Cardi. Scott Parker can wear whatever he wants and he still looks good, which is kind of frustrating. I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you. It's a bit annoying, but I respect it. He just needs a pipe and some slippers now. Yeah. It's a completely ensemble. I agree. West Ham trying to pass the way forward. Paqueta's we are playing it's basically a 4-3-3, really. Oh, this is a nice opportunity. So foul getting a bit further forward. Bowen back out to Soufal's. Bad cross and a bad pass and a bad cross, but we get a corner out of it, so we'll take it. But at the same time, we are sort of playing a 4-3-3. By the way, Reese, I did see you. I was going to click on your thing and I forgot. Reese, I saw you. Deckers, my guy, I hope you're well. It's just a bit annoying. Bowen to take it from the right-hand side this time. At least it doesn't hit first man. Paqueta gets his head to it. Of all people, you probably wouldn't want Paqueta to get his head to it, but he does get his head to it, and he was looking for more that sort of top left-hand corner, but it wasn't powerful, wasn't difficult. It wasn't anywhere near hard for Begovic to deal with. He just sort of jumps up lightly and catches it. We are playing a sort of 4-3-3. Paqueta's sort of been given a license to sort of roam wherever he wants. In defense, it changes to more of a 4-4-1-1. It's the exact same thing you would expect from David Moyes, right? It's a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 type thing. Paqueta is sort of in behind the striker, but he's sort of given license to roam where he wants. In defense, you get Bowen and Fornells drop so deep that it essentially becomes a 4-4-1-1 or at times 6-2-1-1. Yeah. And we're looking pure. Jesus Christ, Mikel Antonio was upside down at one point there. I think Connor Cody's going to get a yellow card there. He does. Connor Cody and Mikel Antonio looking to spin him on the halfway line and try to get forward from a pass from Pablo Fornells, and Connor Cody just steps across him. I mean, it's a foul. It's a definite foul. It's a professional. It's a professional foul. It's a yellow card. Is obviously as you're going to get. Not that deep, but it just is what it is. But Mikel Antonio, when they get clattered, sort of do a full spin onto his head. Didn't land on it, thankfully. It was quite impressive. Eddie Gordo Tekkas from Tekken 3. 820, 811. Yeah. That kind of thing. Yeah, that is easy yellow card. Good interception from Bowen there. Souček plays it into Paqueta quickly. He was just pulled back very obviously by Mykolenko. The Everton fans are getting frustrated by it. But again, it's the most obvious fouls you're ever going to see in your life. Paqueta gets the ball off of an awkward pass from Thomas Souček, turns, and Mykolenko just pulls him. I mean, it's obvious stuff. You can boo about it and make it seem like, oh, what's going on? Why are you giving this against us? Bro, it is what it is. That's just the way you play in your football. It's calm. No need to complain about it. Just own it and say, yeah, it was a professional foul. Look at Rodri. What Rodri does for City, he does the same stuff, right? It's fine. Just absorb it. Free kick on the right-hand side for West Ham. It's quite deep. You're looking at a sort of crossing opportunity, but it's very deep. So you foul standing over it alongside Bowen. Okay. The less said about it, the better. Soufal hits it. You could describe it as hitting the first man. Or boot back forward. Begovic grabs it. You could describe it as hitting the first man. I would describe it as being passed gently and neatly into the first man's feet in what can only be described as a pathetic manner. It's fine. What was I expecting? Something useful? Nah. Okay, Everton trying to attack. Not quite happening. West Ham cutting it out. It's just frustrating, isn't it? It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating given how good we have been. To watch us sort of flail like Magikarp, you know? But the Magikarp of football. Scamacca needs to start. I'd love to see him play more. Should have started Scamacca as well. Yeah, I would love to see him play more. I don't know how I feel about him as opposed to Antonio in this formation. I think in this formation, it's probably Antonio's, but I want to see Scamacca start, and he has to have the people around him. I don't know. I don't think he would have changed what's going on right now. I think it's a tactic change that's needed as opposed to personnel right now. Onana trying a little bit of I was going to say Rafael van der Vaart. I don't know why that was the player that came into my mind, but going for a sort of a nutmeg, trying to dribble his way into the box from the right-hand side. They win a throw in from it. Glad to see the adverts around the stadium about the Queen, of course, being interrupted only for a FIFA 23 pre-order advert. You love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. Get your pre-orders in. Everton just working the ball relatively well down the left-hand side. Thomas Souček with a nice interception, stopping that from going any further. Soufal getting a little bit lackadaisical. Jared Bowen not giving him any help at all. He releases the ball, and then that's going to be a goal kick. That's going to be a goal kick. Awkward stuff from us there. Very awkward stuff from us there. Just you know, we'd like to pay our respects to Queen Elizabeth II, but also, lads, pre-order FIFA, get in there for Ultimate Team. Come on. I think, Alex, I think you raise a good point. One of the things me and Jack Elderton, who was one of the people behind the brilliant Analytics United, if you haven't looked it up, do so running at analyticsunited.co.uk, analytics UTD _on Twitter, and Jack Elderton, of course. We were talking about this. I don't know if this was on camera or whether this was off air yesterday when I did Hamalytics, which is the Patreon show myself and him do for Hammers Chat, which you check out, link in the description, patreon.com/Hammers Chat. The idea of like Aguerd coming in, for example, we signed him And he was the first person we signed. He was the most important person we signed. He was the first name on the sheet. We went and we signed him. We spent a lot of money on him. A lot of money. And now he went out injured. And I do think part of what we're seeing is potentially all played into the box, looking for Onana. Again, Everton. Again, Edson are just all over us right now. That has to have affected us to some extent, because you don't go and buy that person, Patterson, just absolutely battling with Paqueta and winning, if we're being honest. That has to have affected us to some extent, but I can't imagine it's to this much. I mean, like, you go and you make your big first signing, you spend a lot of money on him, someone who should allow you to play something very different, and instead what you get is an injury, and then you sort of have to figure your way out from there. Now, that shouldn't affect absolutely everything, because like I said at the beginning of this game, you look at the lineup and it's essentially, they're trying a little bit of something. Declan Rice comes in, Demarai Gray goes down, but he's still down, by the way. Demarai Gray, he's completely fine. He keeps looking up. He'll get up the second the ball comes near him. He'll be back up and running, but yeah, he's back up now. He's limping around as if he's hurt. He's fine. Don't worry about it. Whipped into the box, and Arna's there. Can't quite get on the end of it. Everton are just all over us right now. All over us. Pull into the box. Flicks back in. Anthony Gordon can't do anything. And it's going to be a goal kick to West Ham. Jesus Christ. Like I say, you can imagine how that's like a big thing. But realistically, it can't have affected us this much. You look at the lineup today, and I was saying it's basically the best lineup we could have done last season, plus some upgrades. So how the heck are we playing so significantly worse than we were? Because those upgrades haven't completely changed the structure and way the side works. They haven't. If anything, we're just doing the exact same thing. So what's actually going on here? It's something deep. It's not the new signings. It's not. I don't even think it's necessarily the old players, although none of them are really playing very well. It has to be more than that. It has to be deeper than that. It's going to be a free kick to Everton in the centre circle. It has to be deeper than that. And I'm not someone who, I'm not a Moyes out person by any stretch of the imagination, but he has to start performing at some point. He has to, because at this point, we're just sitting here waiting. How much more can you put? How much more faith can you put in the same thing happening over and over again? I don't think you can. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. Major, trust me, Patreon's one of those extra added things, and we put a lot of work into making sure that if people wish to do that, then we give as much back to them as we physically can. It's not something that needs to be given to or anything like that. And you are one of them all. You are here every single game. You're here talking all of the time, Major. You support the channel however you can and want to support the channel. You support us massively. So I wouldn't say anything. You trust me. It's completely fine. I promise. I'm all over the shop, but we'll get there together. That's a lie. We won't. I'm going to struggle through today and then go back and lie on my bloody sofa. Clearly the confidence is just completely gone from the team, Thomas. I'll be honest with you. Clearly the confidence is just completely gone from the team. Because we're doing stuff we usually do, but the outcome is just not happening. And I feel like there's just it's just all over the shop. It's just all over the shop. Mad Hat James, by the way, good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day. Good luck, obviously, for the entire season, apart from today. Apart from right now, this second. But the rest of the season, good luck. Paqueta's on the ball. The cross wasn't bad, but it was too close to a Begovic. Mikel Antonio. He gave it a shot, bless him. He tried. Mikel Antonio, as Begovic had the ball there from the Paqueta cross, and Mikel Antonio just stood behind him, and the Everton fans were telling him, man on, he's behind you, he's behind you. And as he was just holding it, the second he rolled it out slowly, Antonio did try to nip in there and nick it away, but couldn't quite make it work. It's good interception from Jared Bowen off a rushed and rough Everton pass, and then his pass to Antonio was god awful. and Everton regain possession and go again. And Tarkowski's gotten so confident that we aren't a danger. He has strode all the way up with the ball, with the play, all the way into the box, and it's going to be a corner. And thankfully, he doesn't have to come up now. He's already here. Just, you know what I mean? Just, it's going to be a corner to Everton on our right hand side. Mad Hat James, thank you very much, sir. You did not need to do that by any stretch of imagination. So thank you very much for the £5. Sorry. Good luck to you for the rest of the season, and yourself, sir, and yourself. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. That's very kind of you. Feel free to subscribe. Well, you've subscribed to comment, I guess, but feel free to stick around. We are okay with fans of all clubs, so you're more than welcome to stick around. But thank you. That's incredibly kind of you. Webby hooks it in, bumps about from West Ham, and Fabianski thankfully gets control of the ball. But that was close. It's one of those ones where it was bopping about all over the shop. Header tennis kicking off. Souček just getting pressed just so easily. West Ham just there's no options, man. There's just not a single option. We have control of the ball in defense, right? And instead of giving whoever has the ball, be it Souček, be it Rice in that situation, an option to pass, they are each being individually man-marked by Everton players. But that sounds like, oh my God, Everton are doing so well with their press. And they're not doing badly, but there was not a single person trying to do anything. It's incredible. How are we this bad? They won't be trying to play it in, and thankfully Kurt Zuma's matched it. But flipping heck, man. Flipping heck. I just don't get it. Players running the width of the pitch with the ball only to pass 2 yards in front of them when the other players are in space. There's no invention. There's just no invention at all. Throw in, goes straight to Gordon, who's fouled by Soufal, and it's going to be a free kick to Everton in a good position. Basically, just a slightly more advanced corner. Anthony Gordon, by the way, he's been running the wall over Soufal today. I don't get how we're that bad. I don't get how we're that bad at all. It makes so little sense to me. And yet here we are in Crapstown, is apparently what I've decided to call it. I'm just sorting out the donos because I know they've broken slightly, so I'm just fixing that. Whipped in. Thankfully over the top of everyone. The donos will look broken for a second. Give me just one moment. There we go. There were so many it wouldn't work, so I've had to make a second one. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate it. Cresswell takes the throw in quickly. Fornals trying to pass it back, and Anthony Gordon just does so well. Anthony Gordon just took Pablo Fornals' lunch money. Just, okay, that's where we're at today, apparently. That's where we're at. He does really well there, Anthony Gordon. I'm looking at it again. The challenge in on Pablo Fornals was really good. Again, it's very kind of you. You don't have to at all. It's very kind of you, though. How am I watching the game? I am watching it from my holiday home in North Idaho, USA, and definitely not on Footy Pass. If you see what I'm saying, James. If you see what I'm saying. Also, if you're looking for ways to watch the game, there are ways you can do it. There are ways you can do it. I'm definitely watching it from my holiday home in North Idaho and not footy pass. Pablo Fornals making the tackle on Patterson there. Oh, we've basically not. We basically didn't need to turn up. It's frustrating because we started brightly, and there's been moments where it's like, oh, something's happening, but we're not committing fast enough. We don't transition fast enough. We don't really commit enough people forward, and I just hate my life. I just hate my life. Mikel Antonio is coming away with the ball from Everton's attack. He's very, very deep. He's charging forward. Sufal does well, and he tries to play it into him. That's a really good tackle by Tarkowski, to be fair, but we'll take that. We'll take that. We forced him into an excellent tackle. Even if we've got the ball back. Sufal charging to try and cross the ball in, and it's blocked very easily by some guy. I don't think so. I feel like the board. People forget how absolutely passive West Ham's board are. They won't be looking to get rid of him until November easily. And if we're continuing the way we're going, November will be the time when they will start to think about it, and they will still move too late. Look at what happened with Pellegrini. Look at what happened with Bilic. Look what happened with we always wait way too long. It just always happens. I don't think we're anywhere close to Moyes being in trouble. I think there'll be conversations about being unhappy with his performance, especially given how much money has been spent. But I think people forget how absolutely slow we are. Zuma gets head on it. Straight into the hands of Begovic. He stayed forward there after the initial set piece, and the ball got played around a bit, kind of aimlessly, but then an early cross from Aaron Cresswell, which is one of the things he can do. It was way too low for Zuma, but he tries to just flick it on anyway, and it's not going to happen. It doesn't happen. But yeah, I think people forget how passive they are. It's not gonna be remotely close to me. It's before the new money came in. I don't disagree with you, but my opinion on him is that he doesn't change things up. I don't think he's one to rock the boat. Looking at the things he invests in, looking at the way he works, like I could be wrong, and I would love to be wrong, but I don't think he's one to be too concerned about this. I think we would have to wait and see. We would have to wait and see if he was to buy the club and before significant changes were made. Basically, I think there will still be a significant wait. 15 minutes left of the first half. Bowen runs into a player, and then straight away Everton can counter-attack. You know how it goes. Thankfully, their long ball goes straight into the path of Kurt Zouma, who clears that one up. And first half is about to finish. There it is. The half-time whistle goes, and it is West Ham United 0, Everton 0. In what can only be described as a distressing half of football. Nothing very exciting whatsoever. It was just very, very dead for us there. I don't know how you lot feel about it, but that was Everton's half. That was big time Everton's half, and it was just, I don't know. I'm interested to see what Geo thinks when he comes here. But I was looking at it. What's frustrating to me, what's most frustrating to me is that in those first 5 minutes, there was actually signs that we'd gotten it together and we were doing a bit more of the Spurs performance, where there was a lot more activity. We were definitely going for it. We were putting it together. We were trying to make stuff happen. We were like, right, we're going to go for it here. Let's go. The second Everton push us, right, actually, no, we need to sit back now, guys. We need to hide. Please. And it's just, when you watch it, it's just dead. It's just dead. There's nothing there. What I'm hoping here is Gio's going to come on and give me some hope and confidence, because he might have seen stuff that I haven't seen and gone, oh, actually, there's a lot of things I like, but we'll see. Gio, talk to me. What's the vibe?
It's crap.
Guys, it's not happened. I was just saying the same thing, and I said these exact words. What I'm hoping is Gio comes on and will say something, and I'll feel maybe a bit more hopeful and confident.
Mate, it's the only positive I've got is it's 0-0. We're only drawing because Everton are also crap.
It's
terrible,
by the
Charlie.
way. Thank you, but hang on. Sorry, Gio, you first, and then I'll go back to this.
It is terrible. The way we're playing is terrible. Half the team are playing individually terrible. I don't know what the plan is. I don't sense what the plan is. It's not enjoyable to watch. In fact, it's extremely frustrating to watch, and it is just crap. And the worst thing is the players that are probably our worst performers are the ones that possibly shouldn't have started today, and they're what you would call Moyes' favourites, if you like. I'm just glad it's 0-0. We have to do substitutions at half-time because that was utterly... I've got no positive. Charlie, I wanted to come on here and say, well, he's playing well. I can barely do that. That is awful. If I was a neutral, if I didn't support West Ham or Everton, I would have had that game off after 20 minutes. But that was, from a West Ham perspective, it was shit. You know, it's 0-0. I feel like I should be a bit more optimistic because we can still go on and win this. And I said before the game, I'll take a scrappy 1-0 win. I don't care. And I still will. But it's going to be a scrappy 1-0 win if we're going to get the win, because we ain't doing it with any flair or any entertainment or anything like that. We are here to grind our... But to be fair, it looks like we're here to grind a 0-0. But if we do get out of here with 3 points, we're going to do it the ugly way. And I felt bad after being grumpy on Thursday night. We won on Thursday, and I was grumpy about the performance. I almost felt guilty. But that 45 is almost justifying me being grumpy a little bit, because it's a continuation. And this is why the win on Thursday always papered over the cracks a little bit. You don't get away with that in the Premier League. And while we're not losing today, we've got a stronger team out on paper. And we've got worse. The tactics are horrendous. Honestly, it's just... We're playing like it's match day 36 in the Premier League and we need a point to stay up. It's match day 7 in the Premier League. Fucking hell. We're not going to try and play football now. When are we going to? It's crap. It's really, really fucking crap, Charlie.
I think what's frustrated me about it, but actually before I do that, I should say, Mad Hat, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. It would help us if we dared to even get close to trying to test the goalkeeper. It might be slightly useful. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you for the £20. What frustrates me is we came out and there was like a brief glimmer in that 5 minutes where it was like, oh my God, we're actually pressing them. It feels like, was it Tottenham? Was Tottenham the game where we were actually pressing the goalkeeper and pressing their passing lanes? There was something, and when I say 5 minutes, that's maybe calm. It might even mean 2 minutes, but there was something right at the beginning of that game where all of a sudden we were going, and I was like, okay, right. We've clearly, something's been said. We've learned a lesson. I don't know what it is. And we're stepping to them just a tiny bit here. Okay. And then, no, we do the same thing we always do, which is we're not going to try and tackle the opposition. We're just going to hope they give it back. We're going to wait for them to give it back to us. And then we will boot it towards Mikel Antonio. Profit. Like, it's just
Charlie, it's that bad. Do you want to know the one sub I want at half time? And I genuinely, I say not clickbaiting. There's no clickbait. There's not entitled a video or anything. I'm not genuinely not trying to wind anyone up. I'm being serious here. And this is with the intention to go on and win the game. The sub I would make is to take off Soufal and put on Craig Dawson. And that's to try and score a goal. I'm not being funny. How many corners have we had? 8 or something like that.
Yeah,
half of them have been whipped into half decent areas. There's been a couple of poor deliveries in there as well. But by and large, they've been hitting the 6-yarder, 18-yarder penalty spot area in there. And our best player at doing something like that is Craig Dawson. I'm not even taking the piss. I want to see him on the pitch at half time. So if we do get 5 corners in the second half, we have a chance, because I got little faith that we're going to score an open play. So our best chance of scoring is going to come from a set piece, as long as Soufal's not taking the free kicks from 40 yards outside the box. And I think you need Dawson in the box for that. And I know it's mental, but that gets the worst player in our team off, and it gets our most attacking goal threat for set pieces on the pitch. And I can't believe I'm saying it, but that's honestly how I feel at this point, that we're going to need to get Craig Dawson on to increase our chance of scoring.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, which is the scary part. I'll head off and let you in the chat talk for a bit, but
yeah, I'm going to see what they're saying.
Stress, mate, stress.
Right, let's see what you're saying. Get your thoughts into the live chat and let's have a look. Mark is saying that Paqueta needs time. He's not up to the pace of Premier League. And he loves Fornals, but he's not playing well. Lots of low performances. Paqueta's just taking a couple of extra touches, isn't he? He's taking too long on the ball. He's got caught out a few times and need a bit more from him. Need a bit more. If he was to be subbed at halftime, I wouldn't have any complaints in that regard. I don't think he's playing particularly well. Colm says Bowen's absolute crap. Paqueta's worse than Yarmolenko. When you get Corneo on for Bowen or Fornals, Scamacca for Paqueta. Valve says get Fornals and Bowen off, Scamacca on for Pac-Man. Gary's asking what did everybody expect with this team selection? Too many out of foreign players. Roger thinks Paqueta's been the worst. I think it's been Soufal personally, but I'm not going to disagree. I can't be arsed arguing. DB says awful going forward. Fornals for Benrahma in the second half. Paqueta's taking too long on the ball. I agree with the latter. Dabs thinks that Fornals is shocking, while Lone thinks Soufal's delivery has been shocking. Richard would like to see Fornals depart as well. Kiyoshi says that don't think Soufal's been our worst player, and Souček and Fornals are playing so poorly. I think Fornals has been ridiculously bad as well. Souček's not been great either, admittedly. But I think, I don't know, just for Soufal, for me, I think the difference is, I think Souček came into this one with form behind him, I think, but I don't think you can say the same for Soufal. I think he's been poor every game this season. He's had a couple of average games, and that's been about it. Lewis says the alarming thing is Moyes is getting tactics and lineup wrong on a weekly basis and having to rectify at half time. Our first halves are always dreadful. The Antonio interview, this person's in the live chat sent it to me. It's not an interview, it's a podcast. We'll do a video about it in the international break, and he gave a little bit of an insight into Moyes' tactics, and he said it in like a positive light, but it wasn't particularly positive, I don't think. Andy, fancy revisiting that Undroppables video? Bowen's the only one that I think is still undroppable at this point. I get why Moyes has played him. I wouldn't have done myself, but we shall see. David would like to come on and give us some more possession. Scamacca and Kane for the chance of a goal away. Now, I am stroppy. Honestly, I am stroppy because crap. It was crap in that first. Honestly, I tried to be positives. I tried to come on. Like when we were losing in the European game at halftime a couple of weeks ago, FCSB, I came on and said, we'll still win the game. We're not playing well, but I think we'll still win it. I don't have that positive vibe about me at the minute from what I've seen in the first half. I just feel crap. It was crap. Luke says every game seems the same thing. Souček, Soufal, Fornals are mediocre. Callum says can't blame Paqueta, really. Gets the ball, looks up and there's nothing. I don't disagree with that. But at the same time, I don't disagree with Tommy, which is he's been awful so far. Clip says that Kadira Kone's runs in behind. By law of averages, he will eventually be onside. Oh, I'll defend Kone's offsides any day, I will. To sum up my thinking behind Kone being offside, he's not the problem. The problem is people don't pass to him quick enough. And the day Kone stops making them runs, the day I'll be sad, because at least he does something. We could have done with that today. Cody's on a booking. Tarkowski would have been on a booking had Antonio went down. He tried to take him out the halfway line. He stayed on his feet. Patterson gets forward really well, but he gets forward a lot and high up the pitch. There's plenty of spacing behind that Everton defence. So get Kone on. And I would like to see Kone on ahead of Paqueta before you take Paqueta off. I know what will happen. We'll take Paqueta off, the guy that's most likely to play Kone in behind the defence, and put Kone on at the same time, the guy that needs Paqueta. Bilic. Was it Bilic? Yeah, it was Bilic who did it, I think. He used to take, or was it Allardyce? Oh, I can't remember. I'm getting muddled up now. Often we would, no, it was Allardyce who would take Stuart Downing off and put Andy Carroll on. So he would take off our best crosser and put on the guy that's going to head the crosses. But then Carroll come on, there'd be no service because the guy that was providing the crosses had gone off at the same time as Carroll come onto the pitch. Anyway. Greg says the passing and game plan is atrocious. Get Fornals off. He's absolutely shocking. Get Kone on. Possibly Bowen off for Scamacca and actually have a proper go. Peter would like to see Benrahma on for Paqueta, Kone on for Bowen, and Dawson on for Kerr. For Kerr? I don't think he's done anything wrong. Darwin thinks I'm being harsh on Soufal. He says Soufal's been solid. Sam thinks Paqueta's been rushed into the lineup. Soufal's playing poor. Kone should come on. Bowen doesn't look himself. Jordan says Paqueta and Skamaka will never be seen at their best if we don't provide a more dynamic runs off the ball. Simon says you get 5 subs, screw the players' feelings, make the moves, change the dynamics. I agree with that one. Dean says if I wouldn't last a day at the Royal Mail, but because he can't deliver. For any of you wondering what the answer is to that. Scarborough Hammer says chill out. We always play better in the second half. There's a laughing emoji there. He's not being serious. Well, he might be being serious, but it's tongue in cheek. We're good. Scott says keeps playing out of form players, hoping that they will get better each game, but it's not happening. Moyes. Lackey says that if Paqueta, he feels Paqueta's just been all right. No, sorry. But for him, doesn't feel like having Souček behind him and link up and pass to need a lift second half. I think that's a fair point. Souček not passing to Antonio shows why Dan should play, says Joshua. Mr. Pickle says Paqueta may be taking long on the ball, but the issue stems from the lack of movement when we get into Everton's half. I agree. Your comment came, I think, before I said what I said about Cornet and Paqueta. So we're on the same wavelength, I think, Pickles. Sean said, at least we have dropped 3 at the back. Let's get Skamaka on with Benrahma, keep Antonio on and have 2 up front. It's imperative to win. Adam says, get Kerry right back and move Dawson next to Zuma. Love that. Adam, love that. Not just that, he would also sub Bowen, Souček, Fornals, and Paqueta, crikey, for Skamaka, Kone, Benrahma, and Downs. The worst thing is, right, he's doing, he's saying, let's do 5 subs. It sounds drastic. It is drastic. You can't disagree with what Adam's saying to some extent. It's one of them, it's like, fair enough. What else are we meant to do at this point? Let's see what you're all saying today. Paqueta wants too much time on the ball. He's not been at it today, said Steve's. Richard said it's getting hard to stick up for David Moyes after watching that dross. Football says shocked that we're crossing the ball to a 6'7" goalkeeper. Honestly, I can't believe it either. I know this is what I'm not trying to dig Gonzo out because he's not here to defend himself. In PU, Gonzo said I want to see lots of crosses, and I thought, well, what's the point when you've got Tarkowski and Cody? You're playing into their hands. When does Cody and Tarkowski look shaky in the first half? When Antonio's ran at them, Cody's on a booking. Like I said, Tarkowski would have been had we not played advantage. Hammer 1999 says Downs and Benrahma, Fornals and Paqueta. This helps take control of midfield and allows Rice and Souček to roam forward. That might help counteract the crossing. Martin says passing to our players would be nice.
Gio, any last thoughts as the teams walk back out?
Is there any subs?
I haven't seen. I've literally just sat back down. I haven't seen any yet. I don't think so. I don't believe so. I haven't seen any new faces on the pitch yet. So I'm going to say with confidence, no. It's
because we've got a clean sheet. Honestly, he will have gone in there and been like, well done, lads. Clean sheet at half time. Fucking brilliant. Keep it up. We'll get out. Don't concede. Can't lose. Point. Happy days. That's annoyed me more than the first half performance, really. First half performance has annoyed me a lot. But to not change it annoyed me even further. It suggests that the manager's happy with what he saw in the first half. Even if there's just one change, just something. Yeah. But it looks like we're waiting to watch a continuation of the first 45. If he has changed it, the only thing he can do with that team on the pitch to change it is to switch the 3 at the back and put Fornals as left wing back, which would be even worse, really. Oh, fucking hell. Anyway, we watch the game, Charlie. I'll be back at full time.
See you later. Enjoy it as much as you can. As much as you can. As everyone says, no changes at halftime for David Moyes. We're going to kick off with Everton underway at Goodison Park. It's 0-0. Come on, the boys. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Sponsor. Check out One Football app. Link in the description below. Apologies, I said that all wrong. Link in the description below. It's a lovely app where you can keep up to date with only the things you care about. If you want to look only know about West Ham, bang, it's on there. If you only want to know about Everton, bang, it's on there. If you only want to know about the Premier League, bang, it's on there. The link is in the description below. It's definitely something you should check out. It's completely free and helps you keep up to date with only the things you care about. The One Football app, ladies and gentlemen. Link in the description below. Thank you very much for sponsoring the football. Come on, you guys. We're back underway at Goodison Park. If you haven't already as well, by the way, subscribe to the channel because we're the only West Ham channel who did a watch-along build-up show, mid-show, all that stuff to call every single game last season. So make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, as well as liking the video because that helps us out massively. Everton have got us underway. No changes for either side. for either side. You can understand why Everton would make any changes, but why we haven't made any changes, I don't know. I don't know. But hey, maybe a change of attitude played into the box into a very dangerous area. There was a hint of a penalty for Everton there. I don't think it was one. It is a corner for them regardless. Played down that left-hand side very quickly. West Ham just... It's never a good sign when every single one of your defenders is sprinting towards a goal. Never a great sign. It was a nice idea to cross it, to put it across. I don't think it was a pen. No, there was no touch on him, actually. Now I see it. He takes a clatter, I think, with the goalkeeper there. Gray clatters Fabianski a little bit. He's hobbling about weirdly, but I'm sure he'll be fine. The ball into the box. Thankfully, Jesus Christ, Soufal. Thankfully, the corner in was about as bad as our corners were. However, it came in towards Soufal, who just completely misses the kick and it hits his shin and goes out for a second corner. Jesus. Great to take it once again from our right-hand side. Same setup again. He's got a short option. Bowen's there just in case he does go for that. He's put it in, this time better. Headed away, though, thankfully, from Kera. Like Geo said, the change, if we were to make any without making any subs, would be to go to 3 at the back. Soufal, awkward header, but Kera manages to get the control and plays it to Paqueta. That was 4 now. It's not Paqueta. Ignore me. Declan Rice picks up the ball, plays it back out wide to 4 nows. We've got people forward here. What can we do with it? Can we do literally anything? Can we deliver a dangerous ball? Can we get a chance? Nice pass from Cresswell into 4 nows, who puts it into a dangerous position. Hit from Bowen. It was a chance. It wasn't a golden one. But a nice little passing triangle. Nice little inside pass from Cresswell. Finds 4 nows with a little bit of space. No one there. He pulls it back into a nice area with his weak foot. And Bowen just can't quite keep it down. But an opportunity, a chance, perhaps you might say, somehow, disgustingly. I don't know how that's happened. But first communal match, yeah, somehow out of there. I don't know how to answer that question, to be honest with you, and that's probably a bad thing. I mean, yeah, Mighty, I don't know how to answer that question is the worst thing. I really don't. I want to say yes, but I think he's been so bad for so long. I've sort of lost all faith in him. But I do want to say yes because we've seen he has the ability. It's just he's not shown it in months. It's a good opportunity. Oh, Jesus Christ. Demarai Gray just picks up the ball and was just going towards Soufal there. Just stepping. And Soufal was backing off. And with just a little bit of close control, just puts it onto his strong foot and just that little bit of space, tries to just bend it in towards Fabianski's, towards the top corner. Thankfully, it's right at Fabianski, but Jesus Christ, there was a moment there. It was quite scary. Soufal spreading the ball across to, Souček spreading the ball across to Soufal. West Ham win a free kick in basically the halfway line. Jesus Christ. No one zoom in on Iwobi's face as he was making that run in slow motion because Jesus Christ, poor. Chris asks, do you prefer straight line or percentage depreciation for non-real estate assets? I don't really own much. I'm quite a poor guy, Chris. So I'm going to go with straight line. As a former accountant, straight line. Down the line for Mikel Antonio. We're getting a little bit of time and space down this left-hand side. He puts in a decent ball as well. I mean, Jared Bowen was surrounded by 2 Everton defenders, but the ball in wasn't bad. 4 now is a secondary ball looking for Souček. That one worse. And Demarai Gray, I tell you what, does well to win a goal kick out of that. Just holds it off. But yeah. Yes. I think it may be. I think it may be worth going for Tuchel or Pochettino whilst they are available. Showed ambition, spending to match manager to match. Tuchel's way out of our reach. Shows Pochettino. Both are way out of our reach. I don't think either of them would come to a club of West Ham's stature right now. I think both of them would look for Champions League level clubs and could get Champions League level clubs. And I think if there wasn't one available now, I think they would be smart to wait. I think Pochettino is maybe easier to convince of the two and would probably be the one I would prefer out of the two as well. But I think they're both, you know, I think they're both out of our reach. I think the smart move was Potter, and obviously Potter's gone now. So what can you do? What can you do? You know, it's the situation we're in. Straight line doesn't make sense for most assets. Yeah, but you know, straight line is the way I'd go for Val. You know, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no idea. I can't act like it. It won't be out wide to the left-hand side. Nice little 1-2. Hits it from range. Mopé scores. Everton 1-0 up. Neil Mopé with the goal. If you had on your scorecards Neil Mopé scores against West Ham, congratulations. You picked the obvious answer, but sometimes the obvious ones are the correct ones. It's Everton 1, West Ham United 0. EVEWHU out on the left-hand side makes a little bit something happen. It ends up in the feet of Neil Mopé, who hits it from range just outside the box. And to be honest with you, it's a good shot. I'm shocked that it's ended up in the net a little bit. Looking at the ball again, Demarai Gray lays it into the path of EVEWHU, who finds Neil Mopé, who's behind Declan Rice, who's nowhere, who sort of steps in front of him, completely misses it. And he hits it early. He hits it well and smart, Neil Mopé. Once he gets the ball, it bounces up a little bit. Kehrer goes to block it. Zuma can't get across to him. Declan Rice has gone to try and stop him and completely missed it. And surrounded by 3 people, the only one of which who's really trying to stop him is Kehrer by that point. And to be fair to Declan Rice, he's tried to and completely missed the first time. But he's the only one who's completely getting into there is Kehrer. It ends up being 1-0. It's Neil Mopé. He hits it well. It bounces up. He turns. He hits it as early as he can. He slots it home. It's a good hit. It's a good finish. I'm shocked it's gone in. I'm shocked it's happened. Not shocked that they've scored, just the way they've scored. But 1-0. We're going at the other end. We're trying to attack. Bowen plays it in. Antonio gets the header straight into the hands of Asmir Begovic. Yeah. Well, this is the question, Swissport, isn't it? This is the question. This is the question. Need subs. Where's the reaction now? Where's the reaction? We've gone 1-0 down. You should have made subs at halftime. You didn't. We're now 1-0 down. Where's the reaction? You need to be quick. You need to think about this go, because you can't let this go on. We've been bad the entire game. Now's the time to change it up. And if you weren't already planning to, I would highly recommend watching the review later, because Jesus Christ, Geo is going to be on a big one. Everton on the attack, by the way. Demarai Gray, flipping hell. His cross goes across the face of goal. All it took was a single touch. Gordon tries to play it in a second time. I tell you what, Everton are all over us right now. All over us. To be fair, I think Neil Mopé was offside if he does actually get on the end of it. But still, Jesus Christ. Mopé on the ball again, looking for that long shot from range. He scored once. Why not go for it again? Why not go for it again? Deflects off. It's going to be another corner. Everton are all over us right now. The belief is completely with the Goodison Park crowd. They are loud. They are cheering everything. They are roaring everything on. And right now, they are completely and utterly on top of us. Completely and utterly on top of us. Apparently, the commentators just said he's readying reinforcements, which is good. We should have done it at halftime, but you love to see it now. Whipped in. Jesus Christ. Fabianski gets the punch, to be fair to him, but it ends up deflecting off someone and almost comes out. Declan Rice runs into a cul-de-sac. Thankfully, he manages take the ball back and pass it pretty successfully. Fornals. That's a nice idea out to Bowen. It's a little bit ahead of him. Mikalenko does really well to stop him there. Really, really well. Played quickly. Jarrod Bowen from the throw. Why are you shooting, you stupid boy? Bro, why? I can't be asked, ladies and gentlemen. I just called Jarrod Bowen a stupid boy. What the hell is wrong with me? What were you doing, bro? Jarrod Bowen gets the ball. For once, again, we actually do something from a throw-in, which is rare for us. He has the ball. He's tapping it, looking to find that space. And instead of passing to Antonio, who was next to him, he decides to shoot. I just called him a stupid boy. Mad reaction from me there. Mad reaction from me there. Out to not Declan Rice, sorry. Aaron Cresswell was in all the space in the world. And instead of crossing the ball, when he had the space, he takes about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And Gordon comes out and stops him. We do have a corner, though, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a corner. It happens. It happens. To be fair, James, mate, you've deserved this fully in this match so far. Thank you very much once again. But you've deserved this more than we have by such a significant distance. If we got out of this with anything right now, it's a bit of a disgrace. Let's be real about it. We've been nowhere close to deserving anything. Our corner goes. Let me break it down. You know that corner we had? Yeah, it's now with Fabianski. Just to let you know that where we're at as a football team. Just to let you know where we're at as a football team. Yeah. Everyone do it with me. Ben Rama's coming on. I wonder who for. Everyone do it with me. Let's all let out a nice wistful sigh together on 3. 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Cornet also coming on at the same time. Lads, bell. Lucky's coming in, hit with the bell. There's enough votes for the bell. We go for the bell. We were linked with half this Everton team, yeah. To be fair, they've been linked with practically all of ours as well. We go for the exact same players. Really, it's a flip of the coin where they end up. Oh, flipping out. Bell. Okay, right. There's been enough votes. There will be a poll in the chat in just a moment about whether or not we bell. Bell, yes or no, is in there. I suspect I know which way it's going to go. You have until 60 minutes exactly. You have a minute. Everton coming flying forward again. A little bit too far ahead of everyone there. And there's going to be an offside flag called this time against Onana or Anthony Gordon. I don't know which one. They're a little bit too far ahead. Who's at fault for the goal? I'd need to watch the build-up, but Declan Rice goes to try and tackle him and completely misses. He turns round. Kera tries to stop him. Zuma's nowhere to be seen. It's hit early. It's a very good hit. I guess Rice doesn't get there in time, but I'd have to relook at it again, Chris. I'd have to relook at it again. 30 seconds left on the bell poll, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you now, if you don't think now is the time to bell, you're going to have to get your votes in quickly because it's a landslide right now. It's a landslide right now. Mikel Antonio tries to play the ball across. There's a good opportunity. Jarrod Bowen here. It's blocked. Bowen again. No. Ball got played across Mikel Antonio, creating a little bit of nice space. Plays the ball in towards Jarrod Bowen, he's got a bit of space. That pull back cross. We're not lofting it into the box. We're firing it across low, pulling it back into space. And Jarrod Bowen comes close yet again. We have actually passed the time. Let me end the poll. It ends 82% yes, 12% no. I'm going to run and grab it now while Everton are just passing the ball around. Hopefully, I don't miss anything. Danny will keep you company. Oh, he's fallen. Shit. Stand up, Danny. All right, I'll be back in a second. Baby bell. Bang. We're here. We're here. Do I feel well enough to eat one? No, but we're doing it for the boys. For the boys. If you enjoyed it when I wasn't actually here and Danny DeVito was here instead, hit the like button if you haven't already. Do you know what I mean? So Fornals and Paqueta came off for Maxwell Cornet and Syed Ben Rama. Syed Ben Rama. There's going to be a yellow card here for someone. I don't know who for. It's for Anthony Gordon on Maxwell Cornet, who was instantly complaining about it. You'll have to see it. I've never bit one like that before. That was weird. That was weird. Bit of comfort food, you know. We're getting in there though. We're getting through it, lads. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there together. He never won't be. He'll always be on. It's just life at this point. I don't know what this means, but it was quite a tough baby bell. Tougher than usual, you know. I don't know what that means for the match, but it was tough. We got through it, but it was tough. Whipped across the box, can't quite get there from Everton, and it's going to go all the way out for... Oh, no, Demarai Gray kept it in. Demarai Gray kept it in. Not Yarmolenko, sorry. Mikolenko went for the whip in again. Everton still maintain possession of the ball. They're in no particular rush, if we'll be honest about it. They're in no particular rush. They can take their time. They have all the time and space in the world to do it. Trying to build up play here, Everton. Anthony Gordon getting involved, moving about the pitch. Iwobi lays it out to Mikolenko, back out to Demarai Gray, who takes on Soufal and absolutely beats him and fires it across. Jesus Christ, that's close. Demarai Gray has basically Soufal in the pocket, mate. Soufal is just getting absolutely done consistently by Demarai Gray. He's all over him. The sooner Ben Johnson's back the better. Like that is, he's not even coming close to him right now. No ball retention. Yeah, I know. It's an absolute mess. It's an absolute mess. Alex, I would say I don't trust anything that website has to say, is what I'd say. Ow. Ah. Cornet lays it short to Ben Rama, trying to flick it on. I'm going to be honest. If we get anything from this game, it's an absolute mess. Like, we do not deserve a single thing here. Cornet misplaced pass, looking for Ben Rama, can't quite find. Everton can come on a counter attack again. They're just calmly passing it around, finding a bit more space. And we are all back to our defensive positions. You'd be pleased to know. Pardon me, flipping out. My stomach is so unhappy. Struggle. Socek plays it out wide to Soufal. He's got Bowen just ahead of him. He tries to take on Mikolenko, who tackles him with aplomb. Brian with the £2. Thank you very much, sir. Bring back no. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Would he help? Probably not. Do I want him back? Yes. Is that the difference this season? Might as well be at this point. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But thank you very much, Ryan. That's very kind of you. I don't actually know if this will fit on the second line even. Might have to make a rare third row. We'll have to see. Thank you very much, though, Ryan. That's very kind of you. Again, will he solve the problems? No, but just get him in, 2 foot someone, you know what I mean? Just have it out. Thrown from West Ham, goes backwards. Declan Rice in all space. Lays it out wide to Cresswell, looking for a 1-2 potentially with Cornet. Bit of space for him. Cornet continues to control the ball to Bowen. Sorry, not to Bowen, Ben Rama. Rice, Cresswell with the cross in, gets a block. It's going to be a corner. Yeah, more corners. This is going to work out for us. Just more corners, please. Just keep them coming. This is what I'm saying. Full-time, Geo and Gonzo, more importantly for you, Ryan, will be back. And listen, how will he receive it given the match going like this? I don't know. But I would say, feel free to go wild. It's going to be a corner on the left-hand side. Whipped in. Ooh. Souček went for the near post run and a glancing header on. I think it's gone out for a corner. Given the crowd's reaction, I think it's gone out for a corner. It might not be. I don't actually think Mikalenko got a touch on it, by the way. Souček goes for the header. It bounces up. Yeah, it's given as a corner, but I don't think anyone touched it, I'll be honest with you. Souček battling with the ball, battling in the centre. So Zuma played in. Ooh, deflects a little bit. Tony tried to swing a leg at it, couldn't quite get there. West Ham maintained possession of the ball. Soufal lofts it back in sort of aimlessly to no one, I'll be honest with you. But West Ham maintained possession. Cornet out wide, looking for Ben Rama. Couldn't quite get that first touch, and it runs a little bit too far, and it's going to be a goal kick. Close. Bad. I mean, that's exactly right. Scamacca looks like he's about to come on. He's getting... Kevin Nolan is being translated through Angelo Ogbonna. You love to see it for Scamacca. That is probably why we do Suburban. I've had this conversation. Again, I had this conversation with Jack once about the idea of why we keep playing him, and is it just because he's good at... Is he because he's good at corners? And there is more to it, but at the same time, yeah. Good to see you back, sir, both in the stream and also, of course, on the show. Loving your work with the firm. I think it's just smart maneuvers to bring to just work with Stokely. You know what I mean? He's just a good lad. But good to see you, sir. I hope you are. Hope you're having a good day. Looking forward to when you inevitably end Moxley's reign, for Christ's sake. Let's just get it done. Now the wrestling bit's over. Good to see you. Hope you are. Mikel Antonio coming off. Mikel Antonio coming off for Scamacca is a choice, isn't it? That's a choice. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Time to see how, if at all, we adapt to Gianluca Scamacca. My gut says we'll do the exact same thing and expect change for some reason, but we'll see what happens. Scamacca instantly laying it off to Bowen. Hopefully Bowen and Ben Rama and Cornet can get in and around him, get close to Scamacca and really get some build-up play going. Huge ball across to Soufal, who tries to put it across first time. Is that a corner? It is. It is. It's corner. There's an applause going around for the Queen, of course. 70 minutes. 70th minute for the 70-year reign, of course, for the Queen. Bowen plays the corner in. Zuma can almost get there, can't quite. And it's hooked away from Iwobi. Soufal just trying to knock it down. And to be fair, he finds Bowen. I don't think super well, but Bowen managed to keep it in. Benrahma skips past one, back to Bowen, back to Benrahma. Tries to cross it in, hits the first man. And Everton can now counter-attack, although I'll be honest with you, they don't look like they can be asked. At this point, they're just like, There was a space there for, I don't know who's on the ball. I think it's Damari Gray. Could have run forward with it, could have darted into some space and just doesn't do it at all. Cresswell managed to get ahead of Iwobi, plays it back to Fabianski. Played in Skamaka. I think Tarkovsky's been told to man mark Skamaka because he came in out of position to go in on him there. So we'll see if he's man marking him. I suspect that might be the case. Big man on big man. Luckily, I've broken the beer seal, so a lot of Lewin missing bits. Listen, not all bad then. Not all bad. That's what we'll say. Worse than this is apparently the answer, Arthur. I don't know how much worse you can get, but apparently worse than this. West Ham nod it away. Bit of an awkward pass. Skamaka, that's a nice idea to try and find Cornet. Good recovery work from Onana there. Cornet, nice little bit of close control there to find Cresswell. Souček instantly lofted across to Soufal. It wasn't great, and Soufal's header across leaves something to be desired. Leaves something to be desired. I just can't get the idea out of my head that there is 100% something to be got out from this game. I just can't get that out of my head. I look at this Everton team and they're doing okay. I'm not going to act like they're playing badly by any stretch of imagination, but I just can't get past this idea that if we had anything to us, this would be a different game, and we've just got nothing. Benrahma from range hits it. Oh, the inside the post. He had a bit of space out of nowhere there from Benrahma, picks up the ball, turns around, runs towards goal, and it just opens up enough for him to where he thinks, do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to have a pop from it. It's a good tackle from Souček to get the ball into him. He turns around and with his weak foot just tries to bend it round past Begovic, and it hits the inside of the post. It's a good tackle, and he reacts well, turns around, tries to go for it. I respect it. I'll take it. A little bit of ingenuity, a little bit of shooting from range, and not the usual nonsense of working it wide and then crossing it in. Look, this is not saying they are not. They're not. Are they a better team? Val, I apologize in advance. Are they a better team on paper? No, they're not. If anything, I think we are. But they've outworked us. They've outrun us. They've outwanted it, to say all of those sort of generic things on top of the on paper thing. Val, again, I apologize. It's also, they just have looked better than us. You know, are they? No. Should they be so significantly better than us that we have looked mostly useless until Benrahma and that came on? No. But they have. I don't know. As I said, it's kind of insane that 6 months ago, every West Ham fan was going, how can you not have Bowen has to be in the team? Bowen has to be in the team. How is he not in the team? Blah, 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 blah. And now we're all going, how is he in the team? How is he in that squad? That makes no sense. It makes no sense, but there we go. He finds Benrahma there into another good position. He tried to find Skamaka. It was just a little bit behind him. Bowen almost managed to get in around the back there. There's a little bit more energy there. A little bit more energy. I'll say this tentatively. We have looked ever so slightly better in the last 5 minutes. And I say that tentatively because I'm clutching at straws. But Benrahma, basically what I'm saying is Benrahma looks better. That's what I'm saying. Benrahma looks good. Everton passing the ball around slowly and happy to do it out on this right-hand side. Looking for a big search and ball out to some guy on the left. Gray plays it back to Mikalenko. They're just passing it around here. Gray's charging towards Zuma here. Cuts inside. He cut into a dark alley. Kera stops him. Iwobi looks from range. Can't quite get there. Big chant for Penn from the Everton home crowd, but there was no way that was a penalty. We'll see it in the replay now. He takes on Zuma. He cuts inside where it gets a little bit awkward, and Kera just comes in and says no. Just completely clatters him. Gets the ball way first, and there's nothing even close to it. And Iwobi leading back. It was always going over. We are making Gray look like a legend right now. Which is frustrating. Still. Anyway. Pochettino all day. Again, I said this earlier. I don't think either of them are even remotely realistic for us, but Pochettino all day. Pochettino is more realistic than Tuchel, but I think both Tuchel, but I think both of them could and should wait for bigger clubs than West Ham. Yeah. Yeah, Kera's really good, man. Kera's really good. That tackle was really good. He just came in and just completely Gray looked gold. That would have been good, but I flopped. That should have happened. Kera just came in, just no nonsense tackle there. You'll have to see it. West Ham have the ball now. Let's see. Can we do anything with it? Zuma out to Sufal. Ben Rama comes in. No, sorry, Bowen comes in to collect it. Souček. Rice. Cresswell looking for Cornet. Nope is the answer. Everton come away, although I don't know which player that was. I think it's Patterson just ran into a dead end. I don't know why he even tried that stupid run in the first place, but still. Rice with the ball. Looking for Ben Rama on the inside. Couldn't quite find it. Onana's now down, holding his thigh. I don't know who it was. Someone's trying to lift him up. I don't know who it is. Decore looks like he's about to come on. You know what I mean? Frank Lampard with the suit trainer combo. Do you know what I mean? When you got a football match at 2 and a wedding at 8. You know what I mean? Oh, everyone just sit back, relax. Good to see Onana getting treatment on the pitch. This definitely isn't a massive waste of time. The physio's just on the pitch rubbing him with something. I think he's staying on by the looks of it, but I don't know. We'll find out. It's good to just see a massive waste of time. Still. So Decore is coming on for Damari Gray, who, although by the touchline, is somehow managed to take a circuitous route one of these sort of walking off jobs, you know. And on comes Abdoulaye Decore. Is it Abdoulaye? I might be thinking of someone else. And Amadou Onana comes on for Everton. Anyway. Total respect for what he's done for us. However, Moyes unable to take us to the next level. He deserves a couple of months to make new signings work. He deserves it, but does he get in money bags Premier League? Yes, I'm still very concerned. I'm still incredibly certain of that. I don't think there's anywhere. I don't think Moyes leaving is a remote possibility until at least November. At least November. Does he? And if he hasn't got anything, if he hasn't got really any positive signs out of the team until November, does he deserve to stay at that point? I don't know. I think I'm nowhere close to Moyes out yet. I'm finding it unbelievably frustrating having to sit here and watch this. And again, I have to sit here and watch this live in front of hundreds of people every stream and talk about it non-stop for hours. And then we cover it non-stop all week. And then we come back to the game and do this again twice a week now with Europe and everything else. Oh my God, there's close. Skamaka had head in his hands. He knew he had an opportunity there and he just didn't quite get the ball. He could have gone for the control. I think that's what he went for. Could have gone with something spectacular. Went for the try and get the control. Ball got played in. It deflects up towards him and just couldn't quite get there. He knows he's frustrated by that. Yeah, and it's one of those things where like I have to sit here and do this and then we cover it all week and we talk about it all week and we go. And I think for me personally, even I'm not out yet. And the only reason is because of what he's done before. But I do not blame anyone who says who has had enough. And I don't like that guy. I've never really liked the guy. It's annoying and frustrating to have that conversation from my perspective as someone who doesn't particularly like him, but that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? 84 minutes on the clock, or 84th minute. Looking for Cornet. It's a good opportunity. Hits it. Forces a save out of Begovic. We'll take that. Forces a save out of Begovic. Header down to Declan Rice, who strides forward, plays a nice through ball into the path of Cornet, who has his eye for goal and nothing else. He's got the right side of Patterson with his left foot, strikes it. It's not the worst thing. Begovic matches it. Awful goalkeeper kick, by the way, from Everton. So anyway, it's going to be a goal kick. What we will do now is we pretend like that corner never happened. We all can pretend that Ben Rama didn't just hit the worst corner of my life. Just awful. It's bad, Jim. It's bad. It's bad. I think I'm done with this match now, you know what I mean? I think I'm done with this corner now, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's where I'm at with Moyes, you know? But I think potentially because I've never liked him is potentially, or I've never been super keen on him is a hard way to say it. Mopai just, by the way, charging after Sufal, who loses out with the ball again. It's insane. And Everton have the ball now. EVEWHU, Mopai. They're just passing it around. Yeah. What was I going to say? I think potentially because I was so negative about him and because I came from a stance of not being super keen on him in the first place, that when it comes to the idea of wanting him out now, it's like what he's doing now is the same stuff I've been frustrated with him for since he came back. It's just he's not also getting wins now. But that's no different to me. I always look for performances anyway. So I think he deserves time to try and turn it around, but we are dreadful. We are abject right now. Moyes is getting very, very frustrated with the ref and time wasting here. Nolan also getting involved. we are abject right now. We're sitting here doing literally nothing. You know, there was a brief period of maybe 5 minutes where it looked like we had a bit more energy. Ben Rama had come on. We were doing a bit of this standing. Yeah, let's go a bit, man. Whatever. Nah, flat to deceive. Do you know what I mean? Away from range, wide. Flat to deceive. And ultimately, we're in a situation now where we look like we're going to pick up a loss to one of the teams we really should be beating. We really should be beating. And not only does it look like we're going to lose, Moyes is doing this as if, bruv, you didn't make any changes at half time, mate. What's this hurry up nonsense coming on now? The 86th minute. There's more changes he could make if he really wants to, but whatever. Headed on. Oh, Cornet, close. Nah, I don't know how it happened. The ball came towards him from a pass, and it's sort of just a dodgy piece of Everton defending. It was hooked in by Zuma, nodded on by Bowen, and it was just an awful piece of defending. Just backs out of it for some reason, and he can't quite. Who was it? It was Cody. Can't quite get there, and it comes into Cornet. Oh, very good defending from Patterson. To be fair, just gets the slightest and keyest of touches on that. Just reaches around him, just touches it a tad. Completely puts Cornet in the position where he can't take that shot. That's really well. Yeah, Patterson, really, really good. I didn't see it first time. Second time, that is incredible. That was not incredible, but it's really, really good. It's not harsh, but, you know, as someone who's suffering with it, nah. Nah, none of that. None of that. Although I would quite like an excuse to just sit in my house for another couple of months. I mean, I work from home anyway. It literally makes no difference to me, but nah. Solomon Rondon on for Neil Mopai. The biggest boy has come on. I like Rondon. I can't lie to you. I do. He's just a massive bloke, and I'm here for it. Just over a minute left, plus whatever stoppage time happens. Iwobi trying to control the ball and keep it in. He does well, to be fair. Bowen just absolutely mauled by three Everton defenders at the same time. He's going to win a free kick. He's holding his shoulder a bit. I think he'll be fine. 5 minutes, says Tasman. You're probably ahead of me, so 5 minutes sounds about right. Well, does it sound about right? I don't know. Do you know what? Whatever. You could play another 90 minutes. We ain't scoring. It makes no difference. Listen, I can't deny it. You know what I mean? Big blokes, big burly blokes doing big football. You know? 5 minutes confirmed. All over the top. Rondon almost managed to catch up to it, but Kera, Fabianski and Nat sort of just about deal with it. Declan Rice out wide to Cresswell, cuts on the inside. West Ham looking to try and do something, anything. Rice out wide to Cornet, whose first time opens up the body just to try and lay it through, and the through ball doesn't quite make it work. And now Everton can counter, although it's nicely cut out in the end by Kera. Good to see you, Willie, by the way. I haven't seen you around today, so good to see you. I hope you are. Lots of Moyes, lots of sort of stuff about Moyes being done. Oh, Martin, love that from you. Check it out now. It's the Antiques Roadshow, looking at old stuff, seeing if it's worth though. Does anyone know what that is? If anyone knows what that's a reference to, then you are my guy. Check it out now. It's the Antiques Roadshow, looking at old stuff, seeing if it's worth though. Fiona Bruce hosts the event, which comes this week from Stoke-on-Trent. Check it out now. It's the Antiques Roadshow, looking at old stuff, seeing if it's worth though. What's on the other side? It's Britannia High, boy. That show's done. Back to Channel 1. Sorry. Watch you. Everton running counter attack, by the way. Souček does a nice, just nice recovery run into Corey's pass. Hits off him. Still. Rubbish watering. Close. Listen, Mark. Why not? You know, it's not a bad time. It's such a that Antiques Roadshow joke is such a niche joke. Shout out Adam and Joe. Stephen. Again, if anyone knows it, shout out. Cresswell's come off, by the way, for Emerson in the 93rd minute. Because that's going to change things now. Corner for Jared Bowen to take on the right-hand side. Whips it in. Oh, it was close. It was close. Now, did it go in? No, but it was close. 0. Big fat 0, in my opinion. Whipped in. It came across the Declan Rice, who nods it back. I think, to be honest with you, I think it was just sort of headed towards sort of where it's going. And no one can quite get on the end of it properly, and it ends up in the hands of Asmir Begovic. I would be shocked if David Moyes wasn't in charge by the next game. I think there's 0 chance of him going. 0. Go on, Soufal, finally doing something. Fair play. Go on, Soufal. Finally doing something. It's good to see him turn into the player he once was in the 94th minute. And he even got a little cheeky yellow card for Dwight in the process. Again, you know, it's what it is. It's all kicking off now. Tarkowski's trying it with Skamaka. Does he know his granddad has stabbed a guy? Does he know this? Because I'm not gonna lie, listen, he's walked around everyone to try and go back in, and Declan Rice is just pushing him away non-stop. I'm going to be honest, there aren't many players I wouldn't step to, right? If you're a footballer, you got to show a bit of, like, you know, get your back up, go and what, like, go for it. Does he know his granddad will come after him? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Skamaka just came in with a big old clatter, going up for a header with some guy and missing him. Oh well. He picks up a yellow card for his trouble. Probably. I'm not going to lie, William, to you. Probably. Do I remember it? No. He's been crap the entire game. But if he did that, fair enough. I'll watch it in the highlights at some point. Do I remember it? Nah. Describe it to me. I'm not saying it didn't happen, by the way. I'm just saying I'm an idiot. If you're being honest about it. Skamaka battling again, trying to get his head onto it. Everton are battling harder, faster for it. Rikishi vibes. It was big. Going in butt first. You got to respect it. Remember to stick around for the full-time review in just a moment with Geo Gonzo. They'll be live as Everton look to try and spend as much time as possible in the corner with EVEWHU. And there it is. Full-time whistle at Goodison Park, and it is West Ham United 0, Everton 1. A game in which you cannot say by any stretch of the imagination Everton didn't deserve. They were 100% better. We were poor, basically from start to finish. We didn't deserve anything. If we even got a draw out of that, it would have been ridiculous. Bad. Really, really bad. And not something I particularly want to spend too much more time talking about. So if I will let you know, if you haven't already, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mad Hatter. Good to see you. Good luck for the rest of your season, my friend. You 100% deserved it today. Appreciate you for coming by and swinging by. You're always welcome any game. But hey, next time we're back, feel free to pop in and say hello. Yeah. Awful game. I would like to say thank you first before I go, actually, to Mad Hatter, Ryan, Mad Hatter, Madman of York, of course, Ryan, 2 more times, Dave, Callum, Tasman, and of course, the Ox. As well as Callum, one more time for all of your donations into the full-time fund. Be much appreciated. It helps us massively. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I will remind you all this, that we were the only West Ham channel to do build-up show, watch-along. We were the only one to do a watch-along every single game last season. And not only did we do that, we did all the build-up shows, we did the half-time shows, we did the full-time match reviews, which are about to happen. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell button so you don't miss out on any future videos. Because I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of them all of the time, including the review of what's about to happen. Thank you very much, sir. Very kind of you. Wrong, but I'll take it. So if you haven't already, hit the like button as well while you're down there, because it helps us out massively. Stick around, because the live match review will be on in just a moment with Geo and Gonzo. It's stress, Steve. It's stress. I'll be real with you. We will be back, though, of course, on the next game, whenever that is. I can't remember because we have international break. So I was going to say, but my brain crashed. But make sure to come back for that. Stick around for the review in just a moment. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Come on, you irons. See you later. What a stressful day. Bye.